is messaging me, I'm thinking, okay, let me open up a notepad. I just want to bounce off thoughts on what you would want to see if, at least my interpretation of the event. For me was acknowledgement of being frozen out. Yeah, I think that was really clear to me that I could see, because there were streams of EXE playing. I could see. Well, there was just I didn't even know about the other two, but I know there was private discords happening.
Right.
Just from what was said and just me inquiring on what was happening. So I knew I was really being frozen out in terms of somebody didn't like me. My guess was that Ender didn't like me because I questioned him pretty hard, and he probably is uncomfortable, especially if you're if you haven't gone through individuation. I'm just gonna keep saying that now, but totally not individuated. So
No.
just having to confront someone that's dangling your past at you in a very confrontational manner, probably
that's tough, I guess.
that fun. I don't understand that. But it sucks that I get socially punished for that, where okay, well, I just don't get to talk to my friends, right? And so I'd want some acknowledgement of oh yeah, to some extent, right? Because I don't know the full extent, right? I don't know that there were. I don't know the full extent of how many private calls were happening, but clearly that was. Clearly they happened
I don't think you
to a
break
big
that
enough extent
for it to still feel like you were socially frozen out. You can still feel that way, even if it wasn't like numeric, like whatever the number was, right? Like
it was clearly happening in some frequency. Yeah. So I think acknowledgement of I don't even know how to spell acknowledge. No, that sucks. I need to spell check because my notepad doesn't
acknowledge Quinn.
Wow, I can't believe that.
Yeah, just some acknowledgement over that, and then like just like like how you doing kind of thing. Like I'd expect also like an attempt to make it normal and chill and like try to welcome you back in some way or try to bring you back in some way. Like
interesting.
I would expect that if it was a reach out attempt, but if it's a message reputation request thing, then it's like a distance.
What do you mean by message reputation?
I don't know. I couldn't name the words, but I got the sense that he's just based on the quick flash on my screen, that in the chunk that I read, that it was about him messaging in response to someone else asking about like something you had said or something you had like made clear to someone else, and so it's like a game of telephone.
Yeah, so what it is. Yeah, that's another reason too. Yeah,
it's like a way to like maintain like kind of common sense of like who people are and like what you would reach out and talk about if you need. You're like, hey man, you can always reach out and talk to me, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like that kind of reputation. But I don't know. Again, I'm pretty cynical right now, so okay. I'm not very optimistic right now. So
it's just kind of my default. Yeah, for me it's also part of the reason why I never reached out and even said anything, because I just didn't even want to argue about it. For me, it's just one of those things. I guess people call it gaslighting or abuser tactics, is when clearly there's something that's happening, but it's subtle enough to where it's not obvious to other people unless they're going through it.
Right.
And I know I'm never gonna. EXE is like a capricious, he's sort of the capricious king archetype, where he talks to the pro party, the pro war party, he's gonna be pro war. And then the last person he talked to was the anti war party, he's anti war. He talks to the mob man, and now he's suddenly talking about how we need big strong unions. So, what the fuck?
Hell yeah.
I mean, yeah, like the last one, keep talking to the mob man.
It's mob moment.
But
when the criminals out here protecting labor, you know what I'm saying?
100%. So I know he's never going to be I'm gonna stand on business and principles and whatever. It's really funny, small anecdote. I was actually thinking about this I think yesterday. EXE became friends with Nier again. Nier they sort of had a long time falling out over just completely irrelevant. But
Right. Okay.
it was really funny. He was saying that, oh yeah, Ned's a Trump supporter, and I'm going, okay, how'd you feel about that? Super interesting. He was saying, I don't even really know that much about Trump, and I'm going, what the fuck?
That's funny.
To me, that one comment sort of just confirmed who EXE was as a person, or is as a
Right.
person, which is he's just really good at social sort of acclimating to a social dynamic, where where he's that capricious king, but he's sort of more so where he'll go, oh yeah, that Trump thing, because I thought he would really care
That
because he was
Trump
telling me
guy is.
he was telling me about this Pride Month was different from this year. He was saying that this is sort of like the first time he felt connected with, oh yeah, this is sort of a bigger thing, sort of more of like I thought it was really interested, and to me it's I've been talking to we don't talk about anything to do with that much to do with politics, but for him that was really interesting because I'm going, surely know something, because I've seen his YouTube recommended, and he was asking me, oh, do you know who this is? And it was just some guy talking about politics. I'm going,
right.
There's no way you don't know about Trump, or at least the whole media sphere that sort of backs Trump, and sort of how hostile and antagonistic they are towards it, especially people like you. I'm going, whoa, to me that's really crazy. So
I don't know much about that whole Trump guy either. I don't know much about that whole. I mean, and also just individuating it, like making it individual level, where it's like, oh, like we're, like I don't know much about what people have been talking about with the rumors about this Trump guy, as if he's like just some like person, like.
Yeah, I don't know. Who is this Trump guy?
I don't think
know.
that's. I don't. Yeah, I don't think that's how it's working either. But I respect the agility. I respect the agility.
I think what I do respect though is, okay, could I substantiate anything that I know about Trump in a conversation? Probably not. From his position, from what I'm assuming massively here, but
right.
could he actually
And also like
substantiate
social
anything?
cohesion, most important thing right now for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think he's as adaptable without this like profound, like he's been going through some profound loss. You know what I mean? So like so it's like social cohesion and like maintaining group, like biggest possible priority, right? Like, and in that dynamic, it's like, yeah, like, dude, I've heard about this German guy from the past, like I've heard people say, some people say he killed a lot of people, some people say he killed less people, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like, who's to say? It's a weird, weird, funny Austrian man, but yeah, like that, like that, I feel like that's the kind of thing that you can do mentally if you have to. And the human mind is so fucking amazing in that way. You can just like be okay with like massive dissonance, like between identities, like being gay and then like your friendships,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's pretty adaptable.
I'm super assuming a lot. I really do think he would know at least something. At
He
least
definitely would. Definitely.
There is no way. So
there's no way. There's no way it's literally true. There's no way. 100% not.
So yeah, that felt a little bit. I mean, it was just more confirming my idea of who he is that he is very much. I like that social agility. Yeah, he definitely has that in spades. So,
oh yeah, which is because it's a skill. It's also because as you were saying, it's like he's really good at it. Like I wanted, like that's why I wanted to have I think agility works with that because it's like it's actually there is a skill in it. I think.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Something that I absolutely don't have, and not like I don't have.
I don't either.
But,
I can be tactful, but I can't be like, I don't know. I can't be so nimble that I'm inverting myself 100 degrees. 180 degrees. You know what I mean? Like I can't like be that nimble. I'll throw up.
Me being nimble was that conversation with Ender where it was.
Yeah.
You are completely fraudulent as a person, but I'm gonna be. Right. I'm gonna let you sort of. Let's just walk through.
Diplomatic.
Yeah, I'm gonna be diplomatic about how fraudulent you are as a character, and then we'll go from there. And I think that one conversation to me is you are completely fraudulent as a character, which to me it was really crazy because it was EXE was really latching onto the whole VC we had. We were talking for maybe 6 hours, and he was super grappling onto it, and then he's just talking to him in the background the whole time. Just thinking that was happening the entire time, and That's crazy. He really is the capricious king archetype. But enough of that. Basically, what I was saying was that yeah, I can't trust EXE to uh I guess that's sort of my closest link to Zoo outside of or EXE to sort of have any sort of moral weight on
Sure.
On anything. So yeah, so what I was expecting was okay, an acknowledgement of sort of clandestine VCs happening that were I think for me it was very explicit that I'm not involved in this. I'm not allowed, and this is clearly a social move happening to make somebody to appease somebody else. And so some acknowledgement that would have been really great. Now I have to read through it all, but I don't think there was a single acknowledgement of that, which to me was really strange. Something else I'd want to see is oh, actually, I'll tell you what I wouldn't want to see. So
I like this methodology, though. What would I like to see? I like this. Anyway, sorry, keep going.
It was because you just get to the point where in that same 6-hour VC that we had, he was talking about with his girlfriend, and he was sort of negotiating on the fly where his standards were somewhere, and then they would completely move around based on the reaction.
We all do that. We 100% all do. Like I like that's why I like what you're saying right now in that way, because it's like it's giving you some sort of basis external to the.
Oh, that's why I tell my mom, right? Where I say, oh yeah, I went shopping with her once, and she was going quick this time. She was saying, oh, I take way longer, and it was just her walking through the shop, just sort of glaring. It was not even glaring. It was sort of just leering at the strawberries as if they were a new product. And I'm thinking, is there a battle happening in your head? And then wait, there is an actual battle happening here. It's people that lay out the supermarket are laying it out in a way so that they maximize profit. This is exactly what's happening here, and so they're trying to get me to spend money on as much superfluous goods as possible that are gonna, especially perishable goods that just end up drying up. I'm thinking, why are the cucumbers always drying up? Can't we do something about this? This is insane. Can we just buy one and I cut one in half and then I use the other one half? Like, can we optimize this a little bit? To me, what'd you say?
Can we dunk it? Can we dunk the it's a lot of water. Just get it wet again, fucking
Oh yeah, true. You can do that too.
Cucumbers.
And so to me that puts out me, you are at war when you go into the supermarket. It's actually a war, and for you to realize that is for you to go ahead of time. Hey, maybe I shouldn't buy anything. Maybe on those Japan trips everyone goes on to, maybe you shouldn't buy a random cool thing that you're never going to use. Trinkets, yeah, that you call it, trinkets. Yeah, maybe you don't need that really cool looking mug. Maybe you don't.
Pre-microplastic in some form.
Japanese Pokemon cards or something if you're a nerd. Yeah,
Pocket monster.
Pocket or monster. Yeah, you don't need that.
It sounds so racist when it's like no, it's actually
Pocket or monster.
It's actually Pocket the monster. It's actually how it sounds for them.
Yeah, true.
Anyway,
yeah. It's funny because they use an English words to describe, because they don't even use those words for pocket and monster. Maybe they say monster, but anyway, yeah, basically you don't want to be you don't want to your mind is going to be the weakest. Oh, this in self-control. That's it. This is the concept though. This in self-control is where you create I told you about this before. It's where you when you have strong mind, you create a cage so when you're weak of mind, you're unable to make those mistakes. And so it's
the moral structure.
So it's creating, oh look, I have this list here and these weren't met, and this is when I was of strong mind with strong principle instead of he's my friend. And I sort of see that's what's kind of happened to to those guys with Endo. At least from me, from my perspective, it totally is that it's I don't like this Endo guy. So to me, this is all I hear. It's like, I don't like this Endo guy, he betrayed us.
Right, because that is what you heard constantly.
Yeah, exactly. And then you meet him, and then I'm going, wait, why am I the only person that's saying something about this? This is delusion. To me, this is pure delirium. Are you guys inebriated? Is there something happening? I didn't know you guys were drug takers to this degree. Yeah. This is insane.
It's massive dissonance. You just couldn't handle the dissonance of like, you guys were saying this for literally years, nonstop, and then literally it changed on a dime, on a fucking 10-minute type interaction, it completely changed how you viewed him with no reckoning, right?
And there was some acknowledgement that what he was saying was crazy, but it was the acknowledgement of, yeah, that's kind of weird. All right, let's go on to a private VC together. And this flag guy is kind of really abrasive. So yeah, this is why I'm, creating the I don't want to be negotiating mid-handed in the middle of reading it. It's, hey,
that makes a lot of sense.
I want a direct acknowledgement of private VCs. What I don't want to see is just when I say acknowledgement of private VCs, is I don't want to see, okay, here's a bunch of minimization. If you're minimizing particular things that happened there, where it was, this was actually something else.
Right.
Well, let's say, oh, you're overreacting, or I hate that. That was the last one. I don't even know what other minimization, or it was only one private VC. I don't even think you would say that, because you have a whole Discord server that's got core Zoom numbers other than me.
Alternate universe, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Alternate universe where I don't exist. Yeah, I mean that's nice render. Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, kind of a generic scan also that I do. I think of before is like, what does what they're saying say about what they know about what's going on? Because if it's a game of telephone, if it's a game of telephone going on, like, what does the assumption, like, where are they getting this information from that they feel the need and compelled to, like they're saying they heard it from one person, but is it just that person? But you know what I mean?
I think from EXE too. Yezi said that EXE told him. But it seems like he responded to what Yezi was saying, because I talked to Yezi after that fact, and then now maybe a few weeks later he's saying, okay, Yezi spoke to me and said this. I don't want to see somebody on the defensive. I want to have an actual conversation of how I feel, because it is a game of telephone. I'm going, okay, well, how do you feel about this? Why do you think it's one of those things when somebody takes a drastic action, you can minimize it in terms of, okay, that this person's overreacting, or okay, maybe there's a legitimate reason, why they felt the way they do. And so I definitely want, okay, is there a dialogue here that's being trying
to be sought after?
Or is it just, okay, I heard something, and I'm gonna act on what was said to me rather than what could potentially be. It's like, oh, I heard this, is this true? Something happening. Or is it just you sort of playing, basically originally why I didn't want to speak to him is because I don't want to be in a conversation where I have to debate you on
whether something's happening or not. I know what you're saying.
I already know. I'm fully to me it's just like, I don't want to engage in that anymore. But then the second thing is that, well, the reason I don't want to have that is because, well, it's kind of, if you just start, as soon as you know information about, or potentially information about why I left, if you're debating me about it, or are you already in that debate mindset or the defensive mindset to debate me, I really don't care. So I really don't care. You don't. To me, it's, you have your own narrative in terms of, or you're trying to create your own narrative in terms of, why it was justified for you to do what you did. It's not really about, actually coming together so for me, it's acknowledgement of private VCs, lack of minimization, and if you're just on the defensive, it's like, oh, this is why this, instead of, hey, you don't even know how I feel. I think that's it. Do you have anything more?
No, I think that makes sense. Those are all good criteria.
Let me read. Okay. Hey, Yezi, tell me what you said. I'm really confused as to what you're upset about. Okay. I told you back in April I wouldn't be active throughout the summer because I was getting a job, and so I wasn't going to be on at all. I was only on during weekends throughout June, July, playing CS with people that weren't in the server. At the time you left, Ender was in Texas, so I wasn't talking to him either. He was there for a whole month, military business. If I had a problem with talking with you, I wouldn't have spent all those days talking to you on the daily for 2 years. I left the servers Galactic and everyone else main because of that. If you have a problem, I don't get why you didn't bring it up to me. I think you have a misunderstanding. If you don't care about the friendship, I don't know why we invested that much time into it. But it doesn't make sense because EXE does these types of things and you still talk to him. Yet you don't want to talk to me based on rumors. I'm really confused. I could be friends a month ago after you left because everyone because everyone left in the server wanted me to. There wasn't a single person there that wanted him besides me. But I didn't talk to Affirmed and the Galactic or anyone besides Hal for 2 months while I was working because I was working on stuff with Sour. I'm also applying to with him. So first off, I think there's a genuine critique there of me, which was, am I still talking to EXE? I think EXE was I think EXE is certainly a character. I think I mean I'll tell you why, and I still think it's still a genuine critique to go, well, why are you talking to EXE? Because EXE is fundamentally a dishonest actor in this too. He's 100% a dishonest actor. The only reason why I talked to him was because honestly I just felt comfortable talking to him way more, just because I was talking to him throughout that period.
Right.
And so it was closer for me. I hadn't talked to Trickies in a long time, or at least a long time relative to when I talked to EXE. So I'm going, okay. Because I'm infrequent, really, it was just comfortability. That's it. Yeah, honestly, I should be treating EXE the same way. But the thing is again, it is where the critique ends, or his critique ends, or genuine critique ends, and this is where my critique begins, which is basically, and this is what I told to Yazzie was, it's not like I'm not even really against talking to Trickies again. I told him this. I'm not really against talking to Trickies again, but the thing is, I don't want to talk to EXE or Trickies ever in a social situation that's just more than me and them talking together. I can talk to Trickies on an individual level, one-on-one. That's very fine. I just don't feel like doing it right now. So, to me, just my body just feels reluctant to just go, I don't want to message this guy. It's just not. I'm not in the mood to. And so it is purely an emotional thing. And so even looking at messages, don't even want to look at messages from this guy too, especially for after what was sent to. And this is where my critique begins at. First of all, and I just start from the top. It was just, I'm really confused as to what you're upset about. You don't know what I'm upset about. I don't. To me, it just really feels dismissive. I don't want to be that guy that nitpicks words. In terms of okay, look at how he's interacting with me. I don't even know what you're it's sort of so perturbed, right? It's basically to me it was just no acknowledgement of private VCs happening. To me, it's like I made it clear to Yazzie was private. There are a myriad of private VCs happening,
and also to EXE too, right? And like other people who have talked to you about this, who have discussed. It's not like there's no way that this could be unknown to him. I think it's pretty clear.
Oh, it's 100% clear. That was the main thing I was talking to with Yazzie and to EXE, and Yazzie even said, "Oh, by the way, I feel like I may be responsible for this." He didn't even need to say anything. He was saying, "Oh yeah, I was in calls with Trickies." Just telling me. It's like, oh wow, I already knew that. I already knew you were in calls with him. I mean, thank you for double confirming that. But he was saying, "Oh yeah, because by the way, I had problems with you, obviously, and so because I was calling with Trickies, that may have meant that's why you're not talking to him." Okay. Why am I getting apologies from from Yazzie? You don't even need to say sorry or anything like that. It's funny because I'm talking to Yazzie on his terms in a VC, and he's saying sorry, so you're not even involved, and wow, rare sort of it's like, oh, you didn't need to say that, but I feel that.
Yazzie is a sweetie. He's a sweet guy. Like, he actually is, like, he cares, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, true, yeah.
Wonder was always very positive about him to me, so seems very.
I think the new Yazzie definitely is
more
a sweet guy for sure. It's not like I don't have problems with him, but in terms of him being a problematic person, not really. It'll probably be I think it's the Yazzie will just minimize particular things where he'll say something and then go, oh, it's just a joke, and then we can't have a dialogue about it. Yeah.
with the frenzy, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
like
But just in
thing.
general too. There's just a post that
Yeah.
he would also do that, and I'm just going, and I would just can we not even have a dialogue of what's being said there? It's just a joke. There's just way more to jokes than just it's just a joke, and so it means nothing. No, but anyway, I don't want to talk about
Yeah,
yesterday.
so you can't be like assuming like there's he definitely knows that over the private VC stuff, like the
Mm-hmm.
idea that he's almost trying to subtly deny that that's taking place through
Oh, that's
secondhand
exactly what's happening.
inference by, but also it's like setting it's like when you were saying earlier, like the way he's coming at like he's like setting you up for the like hysteria like diagnosis by being like, what is this fucking person on about right now? Like they're fucking just freaking out for no reason. You know what I mean? Like there's a sense of like, I don't even understand. Like I can't even begin to comprehend what you're going
Yeah.
through right now. I don't know. I think that's kind of funny. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I also think like it does seem like he might not have put like a ton of thought into
Oh, 100% he didn't. Yeah. Just the way the messages were coming in, it was just sort of line by line, and it would take a while for the lines to come out, just for a little line to come out. So it was sort of it felt very much off the cuff.
yeah. That's what one like because remember what I said earlier about like my like you get a sense of what the other person is like knowing about the
Mhm.
situation. Like I didn't get the most high information like read on that, like just to say. So there's also a sense in which like I don't know, like I don't know how you take that, but it doesn't like I wouldn't only be offended. You know what I mean? Like it also just seems like he might genuinely not have put the time in to see your perspective on this
Yeah, it would
like at
just have to
all.
be me. It would just have to be me articulating to him because like I can definitely do that better than EXE or Yezi did. No offense to
Right.
either. It's my feelings on a particular thing. I'm gonna be able to make the strongest argument.
Of course, yeah,
Uh,
100%.
um,
That's what I'm saying. It's just like I get that sense though that like you're I don't know because just being charitable, like
yeah, I mean, yeah, it was totally. There's totally something that could have happened for sure. Where
but I yeah I don't know. But like also there's a question of like was it a choice to be low information on this? Like was it a choice for him not to kind of seek out this stuff or think about this? Like I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like was there
mhm.
a choice in that? Because I feel like he could have done more. I don't know. I don't know what you think
This is
about
how I
that,
would have
but
heard it from his perspective. I would just gone, hey, I heard it from Yezi. Yezi
right.
spilled out the beans on particular things, and you know, I do. And then make a reference to the particular things that he said, and go, well, he said this,
Right, right.
and this is not my interpretation at all. You know, can we talk about it? Because
Yeah.
the reason why I didn't message if he messaged me right away, oh, you left too, okay, let's talk about it. But it took a while for him. While I'm seeing him in the Discord server go, no, why did Fur leave? To me, it was just 100% not a top priority for him to even message or anything like that. It
Right, right,
was
right. Or think
you
about
just
it like
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Just oh yeah, well, why did Flirt leave? Well, you know, you doing whatever
Yeah.
the fuck you're doing, right? So, okay. Um, sure, you could have been busy, but clearly weren't busy to ponder about it while typing in Zoo PC, not PC,
Yeah.
but text chat. So
I don't understand how that works for people. Like for me it's like you should be thinking about it if it could be inferred from the like set of things in front of us. Like it's it's a compliment to people who like are thinking about the next step beyond what's inferred from just what's on. If you're like not even thinking about the next question from like what we're all saying and you're the server owner, it
mm-hmm.
just seems kind of crazy. I just don't get that's crazy to me. But I don't know. I this doesn't see I mean this comes off as like he is kind of extending an olive branch. Like it's not like he is uh, I don't know if there are terms that are acceptable to you though, but like there is a kind of sense of like a willingness to kind of like they're just chalk it up to a misunderstanding, basically.
Oh, to me, it's oh yeah, no,
Like that there's a
I
willingness.
totally see that. I don't think he's coming at it from pure defense. There is sort of a oh yeah, what was our friendship? There is a sort of friendship element there where we were talking to each other, and he is sort of upset and blindsided by what happened.
Yeah,
I totally perceive those feelings for sure. I'm just so scorched off right now. In terms of
right.
what I'm willing to tolerate with and maybe I'm not
Scorched earth. I like that.
100%. Yeah. fully on, there are visions I get of just removing EXE from my friends list when he's been
Visions.
visions. Yeah, I see visions where, yeah, right. Oh yeah, I'll tell you this right now. I have these impulsive visions. Yeah, when I quit out my 232 game, I was getting visions just quitting out, and I kept seeing those visions. I'm going, okay, I need to act on these visions now, right? It's just these really impulsive visions. When I want to do an impulsive
I
action, I
love
see a
that.
vision of me doing that
I,
impulsive action,
like
and it's
almost
so
ahead of what like you're seeing yourself doing it before you do it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then I sort of drink in the joy of doing it, and then that makes me
Right.
not take the impulsive action because oh okay, I got the joy of doing that action, and then my real brain sort of kicks in and go okay, let's just wait and see, my
Okay, let's not do
yeah, let's not do that, let's wait and see, yeah,
that.
so I get to the
So you
I
have visions of removing EXE from the friends list. You're
yeah,
saying.
exactly, yeah, or I've had
Yeah.
that multiple times when he's pissing me off. um but I never act on it, and I go, okay, I probably shouldn't have acted on it. I think it was right to not act on it, but it,
I sometimes have to remind myself of like because I'm like I don't like to open up about stuff about myself to other people, just like in general. It just doesn't. So,
mm-hmm,
but like I'm not like telling people what's going on with my cat, and so EXE was messaging me out of nowhere, just being like asking. He was like, "Hey," he's like, "Do you know how like immigration works to the United States?" And I'm like,
interesting.
I mean, I'm like, okay, well, you can come here for like 90 days on like a UK passport.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like I don't know what kind of vacation he's thinking about taking. You know what I mean?
He doesn't want to be in this
Um,
area. It's a
but
strong
yeah,
feeling he's excessively dated to people.
and then he was talking about how like like a green card, like the actual like immigration thing, and he was like indicating he had some knowledge on it, and like
Mm-hmm.
from my perspective, like I was like, damn, like he wants me to be like a fucking like paper boy bureaucrat like navigator, and I'm like, but then I was like, I kind of have offered myself as a person who's willing to do those things, and then I was like, but also like given my current circumstance, I couldn't write my name straight. Like there's just no way I can. There's no way. So I didn't
Okay.
respond, but
Mm-hmm.
I was like, but I was like, at first I was like, he wants me, but then I was like, I kind of have put myself as the guy who's willing to do
Mm-hmm.
those things. So it's actually totally reasonable on his end.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what
Yeah. When you said that, I was talking about this with Trickies, where it was, I think you said that you were willing to do the research for EXE to do his driver's license.
I mean? Yeah,
Um,
100%.
yeah, and I was just going, yeah, I was going, yeah, that's insane. I think that's
Yeah,
insane from a sort of continuity. It sounds like, oh, that's a really good gesture, and it's going to really propel him. But from the continuity is EXE is sort of just never pulled the trigger on anything. He sort of has a lot of these grand dreams, and then never pulls the trigger on
yeah,
any of those. And I'm going, okay, this is a consistent pattern with this guy. I think he has, I don't know what issues he has, what sort of commitment issues, or
yeah.
if he's I think some people do this where they'll say something like, "Oh, I really hate this guy," and then go, "Oh yeah, I like this guy now." Oh, actually, that is EXE. That's funny enough. I mentioned somebody like that
That's
where
funny.
there is no range to how they display their emotions. They state things in the strongest terms possible. Um, so I'm
Yeah,
talking to
dude,
him.
that's all women right now on Instagram. They're like, "I love you so," for like anything. Like everything
Okay,
is like, "I love you so much." Like I would die for you. Like I would fucking kill myself so that you could have one extra breath. Like just way over the top for no reason, right? Like that's
okay.
classic,
I don't know about this because I don't use Instagram, but
right?
um, yeah, it's either him stating things in the strongest terms and then not actually feeling those feelings, but I actually do think he feels those feelings. I think he actually
Yeah,
just massively swings between those things. Because I was just in the last conversation we had, I think I streamed it. We were talking about sort of family, and he always says, I mean, he had a Freudian slip. He said, "Oh, it's not even my bio." He was saying that his sister isn't his biological sister. She is. She is
right.
his biological sister, but she's only half. but
Right.
he sort of always tries to remove her as a sister in some sort of way, where oh, she's not my real sister or something.
Right.
Yeah, or something. No, he's actually said that verbatim. And so in my mind it's like, oh yeah, he super dislikes his sister. And he's telling me, it's okay, why? You don't understand. Like, funny, tell me why. He was basically making him feel useless. She was saying, oh, you're a bum. You don't have a job. There's when he didn't have a job, and so he felt useless, and she sort of tried to use him to take care of her dog that she just uninvitedly brought in to the house because she was living she didn't have enough money to live on her own. And
so she probably feels terrible about herself, and she's just making him feel bad because she doesn't like. She needs to feel better about herself. So
I really want to talk to a sister. I really do. I really want to psychoanalyze this woman. So, but another reason where the hate comes from is I think it's just very mimetic from he's seeing his mom and his brother feel really shit about the way his sister acts, where his sister is to put it in the shortest terms, we can look up his name and see his criminal record and see news articles about him. Just to put it in shortest terms, we have his little sister recording, sorry, his niece, which would be their sister's daughter. She's recording videos of on her iPad of arguments that have like screaming from the father figure. And okay, yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, this was crazy. I do not envy EXE's family situation because
oh my god,
I have the most mundane family ever.
same. So fucking stable.
Yeah, right. And so just hearing this go, wow, you have a hooligan and apparently he got it was a hate crime. I'd have to find the name again. It would show me this guy. And he
yeah, poor guy, poor EXE, like of course, like he's gonna be right, like
well, I mean yeah, this guy went to his work and was talking shit about EXE.
What?
Yeah. This guy's pure from I think I trust EXE on this, that this guy seems like scum.
Okay.
And
he sounds like scum. He sounds like a scum guy. He sounds like a scumbag. Like
I'm seeing news articles about this guy. I'm going, okay, this guy looks like scum. And so his sister is now engaged to this guy. His whole family really does not feel
I think I've heard about this guy. Yeah, this guy sounds like he sucks. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so he's telling and so he's saying he really does not like his sister. And I can see like the sort of over time, because I've heard about his sister for a long time now, but just the Freudian slips of not my real sister, not even my biological sister. Oh, you really don't like her. But then he just switches up and goes, yeah, I'm going. For me, I'm sort of this, in terms of my relationship with my family, I'm a very much found family person. If I don't like somebody in my family, I don't call them family. I don't associate them. To me, it's you. Families aren't. That's not inherent. And so, for me, it's like, oh yeah, you don't like your sister. You wanna. To me, that makes sense. But then he goes, oh no, I like my sister. She's cool. We've gotten along. And I'm going, what the fuck is this? It was just the craziest switch up ever. I really was.
I think they have to when it's unstable families. Like I mean, because it is like a love-hate relationship. There is like a, and it's so tragic because it sounds like the sister's making him feel bad because of her own like struggles.
Oh, this was a long time ago. But
yeah,
she did.
But I mean, like this is a comment. But like if that's the root of it, like that seems like. Or like in general, like if this is an ongoing thing, like that just seems so unfortunate. Like,
I don't think they talk much. I think another thing was that because he has problems with his brother too, but his brother, in one of a weird way, he actually does want even if he wants to recreate EXE in the image of himself or an image that's
Right.
aligned with this Carlisle masculinity or whatever. He still wants
Eh.
he wants that for him because he wants his brother to be happy.
Yeah,
And
exactly. No,
so,
it's very altruistic in that sense. It's like very much like
mhm,
what he thinks is right.
exactly. And so, I can see why EXE would have positive feelings for him even
100%.
after those negative experiences that he's had.
When you're
Where,
when you're saying this, she seems universal. She seems like almost completely without like I don't know, like justification. She seems like she's just been bad to him or like you so like the switch up is crazy because I feel like if you understand it, like there are elements of him that are positive and therefore the relationship can be elementally positive, then it makes
Mhm.
sense that he would have that relationship with her where it could switch up like that, right?
Would you say? Wait, say that again.
Like it could switch up like that because parts of his relationship with her are also positive, I think.
Hmm. I just haven't
Like I
heard
think
anything good about her.
yeah, but
Whereas with
like
his
that's
brother,
surprising. It's like there's nothing. Yeah.
yeah, with his brother, I completely understand him. Like he
Yeah.
feels a very mixed relationship where I even have to go, okay, let's take a step back here.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's
It's out of
um
love. Yeah, it's out of love.
mm, so when it's oh, no, sometimes the EXE can just get weird about certain things really quickly, and I just go, okay, well, let's take a step back. What is his angle here? Just sort of,
Right.
just sort of trying to, you sort of have to do that, and it's really funny because sometimes there was one time he was telling me about his brother just got really angry at somebody, and I was sort of saying, okay, could this be the case that this happened? Whereas
Right.
basically one of his friend's brother quit for a different job, never told his brother, and he actually was being really mimetic. And this is where I get this mimetic angle from, where he had hate for this guy based on what his brother felt. And I'm going, you don't know this guy, and you don't know his relationship dynamic. I could see why somebody wouldn't tell something to someone depending on their tendencies. If you have a violent disposition or a really angry
Right.
disposition, I would not completely understand for you not to want to bring something up to somebody. Oh, now I'm getting into an argument with somebody about
Right.
something I want to do. Realistically, we're never going to accept what I have to do, and now I have to argue it to the end of the earth just for
Right.
you to all just be upset at the end of the day because we're never gonna come together. And so I told him that angle. Some people if you don't create an environment for them to speak their mind, they are just going to go behind your back. I completely
100%.
understand that where in zoo there are times where people just don't want to talk to me because I am this very abrasive, very nitpicky person.
Right.
And so I totally understand why I'm not completely, wow, that was really weird why people do this. I know why people do this. It doesn't mean I'm not going to feel a
Right.
particular way, especially to what extent it happens. But I totally understand why somebody would not want to say direct things to me or get vulnerable with me 100%. But you just move back to tricky thing. Gonna go sidetrack there.
Yeah.
It was. Oh, go on.
No. No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I didn't.
I'm very out of it. So
The rumors thing where he mentions the rumors. When they're not rumors.
yeah, that's very
It's very
detailed.
direct
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
Where I've seen all the I've seen, well, not all of it, but I've seen to an extent where I'm going, okay, I don't even want to participate in this anymore. That to that extent, I've seen.
Right.
So when he said rumors, I'm going, it's not rumors.
Mm.
And then the
Also,
minimization of the
I mean,
frenzy thing.
how how
What'd you say?
big could like it's like there's not that much of a rumor network. Like it's a few people it could possibly be. Do you know what I mean? Like it's
Mm-hmm.
like okay, for sure, rumor mill, gossip, all that stuff, secondhand. But when the second hand is a mouse hovering over the share screen button, you know? Like,
Mm-hmm.
when that's what the second hand is, like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I think it's very funny. So,
Mm-hmm.
anyway,
Yeah, rumor. Yeah, that was. Yeah, to
it's
me,
very
it's sort
very
of
funny way to describe it.
grappling on words that exist in other contexts. Like, oh yeah, it's just a rumor. It's not a rumor. This
What
is
are we
yeah,
talking what the fuck are you talking about, rumor? Like, what
yeah,
does that even
exactly.
mean in this context? Like, by the way, that's like a really, it's just like side note, like the yeah, we talked about this so much, but like the changing of magnitudes of words and then like changing of the meaning of the words is like such a stealthy way of like obfuscating things, like to
Oh,
make it like,
100%. Yeah.
oh, the rumor, oh, dude, the word on the street, like I don't know if you remember
Word
that
on the
thing I would do
street.
with the word on
It's
the
like
street. Yeah, Winks.
tabloids,
No,
tabloid
Winks,
zoo
the
or
word on
something.
the street is Winks that you lost all your money gambling. The
Uh,
word on the street is that you lost all this money gambling on crypto.
Yeah.
There's no
This is,
street. There's no fucking rumor mill. It's
yeah,
zombies. It's just
exactly.
us. Like,
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, it's super crazy. Minimalization. And it was and the whole frenzy situation too. It was really funny because that was
Oh yeah.
also a critique I brought up to Yezi. It was, I kicked frenzy a month after you left because everyone in the server wanted me to, and there was a
And
single
you know the
person that
background
wanted
of
that
that.
besides me, huh?
But you know the background of how that everyone wanted it came to be.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's
You saw how the
EX.
democratic sausage was made. The democratic sausage.
Yeah, I'm the Lord Democratic, the People's Republic of EXE.
The sausage gets made. How the democratic sausage gets made.
Yeah, I've seen that, and I just
It's
like
not
how it
good.
was mentioned. It was, oh yeah, there was at least he didn't call it democratic. Oh, there was a democratic decision that was made. I mean, he kind of sort of implied, but he didn't say it in those words. Where it was a very, for some reason, the George Orwell actually critiqued this in his essay, where democratic just means good. It doesn't mean
Yeah.
a
We're just
system
like
that.
lots of people.
Mm,
Just
um.
like more than one person.
mhm. So that was the Xyz angle, but it was he was saying that it was really weird for him to mention it, and I'm going, oh, it's probably because I mentioned it to Yezi, but this
Right.
was a PayPal. I'm gonna get the terms. It was, done with a financial incentive. Oh, I'm gonna get the terms or the perm, sorry, to
Oh,
ban this person through getting through PayPal and this guy money, because you're gonna do it. EXE, you're the one gonna do it. Sort of kind of rescinding responsibility,
yeah.
and
Proxy.
moving it to EXE. Brilliant stuff, by the way. But I'm just
Yeah.
surprised that wasn't mentioned, or how it was just from what EXE said, extremely clandestine. Um,
That is extremely clandestine. So like that's actually what. So Yezi fucking paid EXE to get
no, Yezi.
Frenzy banned. Is that what it was?
No, it was EXE paid Trickies to get Frenzy banned. Yezi's not involved in
Okay.
this. This was just what I
Right.
told.
Okay.
This is what I told Yezi, who's the
Right. Got you. I
who.
just want to make sure I'm sure. I was like, that doesn't make. I feel like that doesn't track with what I like heard you saying
Okay,
that. So I was just like, that's why I was
okay.
confused. Anyway, got you.
Okay, yeah.
I'm back. I'm
Um,
back.
just not that he needed to mention it or anything like that, but
Right.
to me, that was one of my big critiques of not going back, and I think that's maybe why it was mentioned in the thing. It's like, oh, we just came to a conclusion apart from me, and so he was kicked. That's not what happened. I thought what happened was really snaky and slimy and totally not what I would expect of standard procedure. Actually, it's standard
Yeah.
procedure for Zoo. I think everything just sort of happens on whim or anything.
Yeah. There's just standard procedure.
hmm So I don't know if you have anything to say. I'll just leave it up. I'm sort of bouncing between.
I'm I'm super again. I'm super out of it, but I don't have like anything specific to say other than like I'm kind of just constantly surprised. Like I was surprised early on, and I would just continue to be surprised how like little information is being exchanged between you guys.
Mhm,
Like how little he seems to have picked up on different things, or like also, yeah, like I think definitely if you guys were to have talked back originally, it would have been a debating on like how real this is, or like whether there are other calls going on at all, you know what I mean? Like
mhm,
that would be, at first there wouldn't be any, and then there would be like one or two, and then it would be a question of numbers, and like that
mhm,
definitely is how it would have played out originally. I can totally see that. I can see why you would have said that, and I think how it's played out has shown that to be the case. Um,
mhm,
but yeah, I it's kind of shocking. Um, I mean, but I think it's okay, right? Like you can still be friends with, and it sounds like you're more friends with Yezi, you know?
Actually, I've
Like,
only talked to him once. I've only
okay,
talked to him once since when I said, "Oh, by the way, yes, he added me." I only talked to him once. It's sort of,
okay,
I mean, I don't know how much I
no
want to
friend,
be
yeah,
friends with. I mean, I'll be acquaintances with Yazzie in terms of, oh
yeah,
yeah, we have shared matters of enjoyment, and so we can enjoy those things together. But aside from that, maybe being in a social situation, us two just probably isn't the best thing. Just because it's always ended in a, because I understand. I was thinking about this with VXC where nobody around him in real life. I was sort of talking about how we're just part of different nations and we exist in the nation of gamers, and so we have this intuitive sense of how to talk to each other where we can just open our mouths and we go, "Oh yeah, I know about that," and yeah, I also played that, I've done that, I've done that, and then I can
yeah,
just make a reference that you completely understand. And
right,
in real life, he just doesn't have that. Um, at least from my assumption, he doesn't have that from everything. I'm pretty sure I'll be right on this. Um, but in my real life, I actually had this a lot where we do have similar a lot of I was saying I really had really good best friends. We were really close, and so
gotcha.
I had the ability to talk to people. But I think gradually I just became way more I became way more involved in online stuff, and some my two best friends went to different schools from me, both. And so I lost contact with them. And then my other friends that I made in my new school, they sort of drifted to doing different stuff. Sort of,
Right.
I remember just for context, something
Fuck.
that would be so antithetical to me, which was getting really into like fashion in like the supreme, it was the hype beast phase, and so I
Yeah, yeah,
just no, I just never approve of that. And so they're going, "Oh look, Supreme
right.
T-shirts dropped, 600 pounds." I'm going, "Well, it's kind of insane," but I didn't want to say anything because
Yeah,
I'm sort of a fashion idiot, so I don't want to be the, "Oh yeah, I'm giving you fashion advice." What the fuck,
right.
Joe, giving me fashion advice? It's really you're a fucking idiot. So
Right.
I didn't say anything, but I never got into that world of trying to outwardly impress with superficial
Yeah,
cosmetics.
fuck that.
Um, and so I became more insular and became more online, and so my nation allegiance sort of shifted. So I'm not a George citizen anymore. I am very much online, very much online, and so
Yeah,
I just don't have the ability to intuitively talk to somebody in real life where we can go, "Oh yeah, that reference
right.
you're talking about, that thing, I don't know, pop culture or whatever." I'm going, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I really don't understand what you're talking about. Or I can't go to you and go, "Oh yeah, what do I like to do for fun?" I can't go, "Oh yeah, I was playing, COD Zombies." So what the fuck is COD Zombies? Or, "Oh yeah, and now I play Dark
Yeah, I
Souls."
was using the Wonder Vehicle. I was using the Wonder Vehicle.
Wonder Vic. Whoa.
Have you
You're
heard of it?
making a
Have you
reference to
seen
the
this?
Wonder Wall?
No. Have you seen the Wonder Vehicle?
No, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
No. No, no, sorry, if you keep going. No, there's a new basically a vehicle that you can upgrade that becomes like a Wonder Waff turret thing. And
Oh,
it's
okay.
and Waffle Waffles like called it the Wonder Vehicle. He was like talking about a hypothetical thing called the Wonder Vehicle that
It's
may or may not
hypothetical
be in
out
the
of his
future
mind.
gang. No, out of his mind, yeah. But then the trailer came out, and it 100% exists as essentially a Wonder Vehicle that can be upgraded. Like, it's
Uh,
like that's there's like a Wonder
uh,
Vehicle. Anyway, sorry, there's something random. Yeah,
that's really,
I've also been capturing moments of him saying this, but he keeps making videos talking about how he's quote just trying to help Treyarch maximize sales. He says that like 4 or 5 times. Um, it's very funny. He makes an entire pitch explaining the most optimal relationship for community for creators and Treyarch to have with each other,
hmm
and he talks about how what was great under the old system was that
hmm
he was kept ignorant of like the game, like the
hmm
like behind the scenes stuff, so he could talk openly and speculate about stuff. And he talks about how like that speculation was like a really effective way to sell games. Like he talks about his YouTube career as like a really effective advertising strategy for Treyarch.
You
It's
know
crazy.
what?
It's made some
Nob.
crazy videos recently. It's like very, I think on the money. I think he's dead on when he says that stuff.
It's funny because Snob is, one of the astute critiques that he has is the whole. So with One Piece, there is sort of the same media empire that exists of just endlessly speculating
Yeah,
on
yeah.
things that aren't speculatable because it isn't this. Oh wow, this is this retconless story where this is all planned. As much as One Piece fans want to believe that's true, there is probably some planning in terms of, oh wow, somebody knows what somebody has some idea of what they want to happen at the end of the story. But yeah, even if you look at George R. R. Martin books, relative, he sort of creates two archetypes, which is the gardener and the
Yeah,
planner, I
exactly.
guess. I don't know.
He's the gardener for sure.
He's the gardener, right? But when you
Yeah.
look at his works, there isn't
Crop
that
is
much.
dry.
What'd you say?
The crop is dry, I'm saying.
Oh,
He hasn't
the
been
cock
fucking
romp is
publishing shit, I'm
super
saying.
dry. Yeah. Oh my
The
word.
crop is so dry is what I'm saying. Yeah. Sorry.
I mean, that guy's definitely gonna be dead before he finishes anything.
So
But yeah, even if you look at his work, it's much more planned out than most of these, shonen stories that work under the shonen jump, which don't really give you that much time to create any sort of well planned story, just because of how quick you have to manufacture all of these manga chapters. Um, and yet he calls himself a gardener, and it's a semblance of there's some continuity. It's like, oh wait, that was referenced here, and it's not just
right.
a reference, but there is a big enough indication to what actually ended up happening at the end. It's not just, oh, no, Euron Greyjoy was referenced and now Euron Greyjoy exists. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking, that's a very superficial foreshadowing. It's, oh, this person does these particular things, and then it's
Right.
now we see him, and yeah, he's just openly doing these particular things.
Right. And like that's like and that type of speculation, like that speculation economy is so shit, dude. It's the thing in sports too. Sports is the same fucking way with the speculation economy, where it's just every day people are speculating upon things that like don't matter, won't happen, like they know is bullshit. They know is like a planted question by a like talent agency who's trying to start a conversation about something that no one cares about. Like just totally like total bullshit, like all around. And yeah, like the speculation economy is crazy for all these different things. I think it drives a lot of fandom. It's just the speculation about the future. I think that's like why they keep this stuff going. It's like they can't lose the fandom. I
mm-hmm.
think it's like so powerful. I think that's like why we're on BO7. I think that's why One Piece they haven't found the One Piece yet, and I think it's why Boruto is Boruto. Like
Right,
I think
Menendez is back for some reason. Why is this guy back?
Malcolm in the Middle might be coming back, which
I
is
don't
like
know
a
who that
fucking
is. Oh,
sitcom from like early
that's that guy,
2000s.
Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, Bryan
Right?
Cranston. It's
That's the
fucking
only
it's
reason why I
Breaking
know that.
Bad. That's
Yeah,
it, exactly. No, that's Walt's other the show he was on, Malcolm in the Middle.
yeah,
They might be bringing that back. Okay, like what's going on? Like it's crazy. Like no, it's stupid. But I think fandoms are such a powerful engine of commerce. I think that's
true,
what I'm seeing.
100%. Yeah.
What you like? I think fandoms are such powerful engines of commerce.
Mm. Yeah, so it's just funny because yeah, I would agree with that. The massive speculation machine that exists is
And I think that's what
absolutely
zombies was. I think that's what fucking the Easter eggs for zombies was just
oh,
this massive
100%.
spec. Even if it was like interesting or if it mattered, was a massive speculation engine. Like every level of it was a massive speculation engine. And it's like the
Even what
amount
the
of
real timeline
content,
was.
even what the
Or
real
just
timeline was, even
yeah,
what was real and what was
yeah.
not real, these were up for debate. Like this was the speculation economy was crazy. It was
It was just
actually
the worst
insane.
story ever. That's the thing.
It's the worst story ever, dude. Like, it's so funny. There's like a video I think of Waffles explaining it, and it was such a good video, dude. There's so many good videos on his channel.
That's interesting.
Because he's like one of the only not brain dead people, so like he like will recognize things kind of like not fully, or he won't like
Mm-hmm.
say them fully. So, but you can like notice it, you know?
Mm-hmm. It's
Yeah,
funny, Mr. Waffle Waffles. Maybe his monk journey did something. He went to become a
maybe
monk. If you
that's
don't
right.
remember, um,
That's right.
yeah. We just got
Yeah,
super
that's right.
sidetracked from
That's
what
so
we were talking about.
true.
So yeah, the Wonder Vehicle. And I was basically building out my idea of the different nations that exist, and
Yeah, yeah, the Gamer Nation.
it's totally not on the lines of this fugazi sort of indoctrination of, oh, the nation is, you know, the borders of, you know, Britain or whatever, and we sort of have a shared. No, it's absolutely not that. Trying to convince you that you have, you know, less in common with, you know, a Frenchman that, you know, shares all your hobbies versus, you know, some, I don't know, super racist,
Yeah.
feragist, you know, up in some, you know, super deprived community or something. So I just I was telling him that basically sort of, yeah, he was telling me something really sad, and I didn't know how to handle this. It was his brother saying, he told his brother, oh hey, I feel like you don't appreciate me for who I am, but it's only because I'm your brother. It's in like a genetic argument. Okay,
Right.
that's that would be what I would be wondering too. And then his brother tells him something, and it was something along the lines of, oh no, you know, I wouldn't care, you know, whatever you do, you know, you're still my brother. Which the way he told it to me
Okay.
is
That's nice
in
though.
the his interpretation was that, oh yeah, you know, it actually doesn't matter, you know, what I do, you know, he's not
Right.
you know, I can, it's in, he was saying it was permission to play these, you know, games or do this nerdy stuff, and that doesn't matter. For me, I interpreted it as, isn't he sort of just, didn't he sort of give you a platitude? He just threw bromide at you in terms of, oh yeah, you're really upset, and so he's reassuring you, but in his reassurance, he sort of Freudian slipped the fact that it actually is because you're his biological brother, because nothing you could do
But that's
would
like,
dissuade
I
him.
think that's better. I think, well, so I mean, like, yeah, but
Because
like also, isn't it better to have someone who's like unconditionally has your back? I think there's like something like that promise, even if you're saying it's based on genetics, like it could be based on like fucking like nobleman, like family lineage. Like it could be based on so many things historically, like
mm-hmm,
like the honor of your name. Like, would you think your great grandfather who died on like some bullshit about how like your great
mm-hmm,
grandfather died on a battlefield standing strong for his country, and you're just gonna sit there and take it and not eat your vegetables? You know what I mean? Like
mm-hmm,
people like that. That's like a story that is really impactful for people. But I think that makes sense. I think it makes sense that he would get a lot of value out of like being told by his brother, like, no, like you're
yeah,
my brother, like, and like also like his brother, like, yeah, like I don't know, I at least on my first hearing of it, and maybe it, but like if EXE sees it different, like I don't know, but like if it just sounds like he's like saying like he's like, no, like you're my brother, like of course, like
mm-hmm,
I and like sometimes that's the best you can get from someone who's more like sort of not, they haven't considered things as much on like those type of things, like those kind of
mm-hmm,
gamer weeby like feminine masculine things, like they haven't considered that as much. Like
mm-hmm,
for those people, just getting the acknowledgement of like, no, like I got your back, obviously, like we're brothers at the end of the day, like
mm-hmm.
I like that's like a maybe the best thing he could say. I don't know. I
Um,
just to say like
so
that
yes, so for me, I didn't
yeah.
even know. See, for me, at the back of my head, I also had your, you know, what you said as a voice in my head, but I was thinking, he actually really. I told him, I was thinking, I think what you wanted was some affirmation. You're different from me. I don't need the affirmation. I think I was going through it. You can look back at the talk, but I was basically saying that I'm quite different from you. It's like you need the affirmation, because for me it's that just isn't what you, at least from the essence of what you were saying. That's not really what you wanted. You wanted somebody that you want. I think there's two things that he wants, and I think now I see it. Now I see is that he wants affirmation in terms of, I want to be affirmed,
Right.
and it's really nice, and that's why he reacted to that bromide positively. It's, oh, okay, you
Yeah.
know, I'm being
Exactly.
acknowledged. But I think there's something that he wants, which is, I want to exist in a realm, and this is now, this finally links back to what I was talking about with Yezi, and why I don't think that it's best for me to talk to him excessively or being in the same friend groups, is that, okay, with EXC, he's never really gotten affirmation from, for what he's doing. No one takes interest in what he's doing. And so when somebody, all right, this is the gay or straight thing. You definitely intuitively understand this. Where with a gay person, you have to justify on what you're doing, and you build up arguments for why you're doing a particular thing, because that's just sort of the expectation how people are going to react to your sexuality. Versus a straight person, you never even have to consider it. You're not even really
Right.
you don't
You're not
feel your
self-aware of it.
sexuality in the same way a gay person does. And so
You're not aware of it in the same way.
same thing for race, where
White
and so
blindness or whatever.
and so I was saying EXE is basically the gay person of hobbies, where
Right.
you exist in a world where you hide all the things that how you want to present as, and your particular hobbies, and you
Right.
actually want somebody to engage in you on that level from your family, because it seems like you have a biological, and I don't mean biological in terms of it's actually innate biological. I mean in terms of he has, regardless of what his family says, his biological family says he likes them, regardless.
That's fine.
It's sort of like a very default thing, I guess, for people. And he wants to be acknowledged in a way where, hey, look, I'm doing this thing, and I would actually really love to talk about it. He really gets high off of, oh yeah, I'm actually going to tell you about these weird esoteric nuances of things, and I want you to engage in whatever the fuck. And so I think that's truly, in terms of, some affirmation is good, and that's why I reacted to it. Just any at all is something that he wanted.
Yeah.
But
Is that
truth,
an okay bar? I see what you're saying.
yeah, what he truly would like is, hey, I don't want to be around you and then be apprehensive about, hey, I don't want you to just go, Elden Ring, that's a nerd game. I want you to go, Elden Ring, what's that? Let's talk about it.
Right.
That's what he wants. Right. He wants somebody that...
That's very practical. That's very practical. Like that's very, I like that, because that's very practical. Like, I mean, but it's like, also like that he might not be at the place he could gift that, but also like, like definitely that's very constructive though. I like that last part about the that's very constructive, because it's like, like he does want the openness to it being something cool and not like shutting it down early, because it's like, like you don't create a good context for a conversation if like you started out by being like, tell me about this shit thing that I already hate, like tell me about this shitty loser thing, like that doesn't doesn't create a good context for conversation. Like that's very that's very helpful.
I never existed in an environment where all my things were innately shut down, like he was telling me he did. And so I'm very strong in terms of, I think I had a really good network around me. And that's why I'm about found family, because it was definitely found family that were very much inquisitive about what I do. Not my it was always my mom's boyfriend at the time. He instilled a lot of the things that I still enjoy to this day in me. So my Xbox 360, my only home console was him. I remember he had a jaw storing up to buy this Xbox 360. He was never going to be able to buy it through the 2p coins, right? So I was like, when's the Xbox coming? And on Christmas we got it. It's such a strong memory for me. And so it was just always found family. And even when I talked to him recently, it's just, oh yeah, you're into this, that's awesome. Having that to me, I think not having that, I have to sort of tell EXE, wow, actually, don't think you should take this. That's my really intuitive feeling. I to strive for something stronger, but then I feel apprehensive for sure, because I don't know if his brother would just be able to be introspective in that level and go, oh yeah, I'm not just going to dismiss everything as gay and nerdy and whatever, and I'm actually going to, I'm actually, it was really sad, because I heard a phone call with him and his brother, and he was saying, oh, I want to paint my nails. And then his brother was saying, you are gay, and EXE was saying, no, I'm not gay, not gay. But it was but and to me I was not even laughing. It was so uncomfortable to hear. So uncomfortable. I actually felt bad, because it was me telling him, hey,
I always forget how bad homophobia is out there, actually. Actually, like I'm in a very like that's like unimaginable to me, and like I remember he said that, but like it is, I always forget how like real it is.
Yes, so yeah, to me,
that's what like Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
No, that's just that fucking sucks.
It was so sad. And I felt at that moment, I felt, oh, maybe I shouldn't have told him to do this. Maybe I shouldn't have told him to be more open about who he was as a person, because I wanted him to do that.
Yeah.
This is who you are, and you need to deal with the uncomfortability of somebody challenging you. But if you're able to do that, then you're going to be able to present how you are. So you have to go through those uncomfortable feelings of presenting who you are. To me, that's how I see it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, actually turned out good. You actually just became way more comfortable when his brother actually accepted him. It's like, oh yeah,
that's true. I remember that's a W.
Yeah. So luckily that paid off.
Another W for confrontation on that one, right?
What you said?
Another W for confronting the uncomfortable truths, right? Like another W for that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck. It just sucks because it's like I'm giving this person advice, and it's after approach it with trepidation, because it's, who am I to give advice to you when I'm not gay, and I don't live in a family that's gonna assault me for being gay. It's the point where I can even play with it.
Yeah.
Wait, would you say, or you super cut off though?
Which is a crazy situation to be in. Like, holy fuck. Like, yeah. No, like, holy shit. Like,
wow. Fuck. Back to, just to reaffirm the Yezi thing, which was I'm not dismissive in the same way as EXE's brother, in terms of I know about the things I'm dismissing. When I dismiss Yezi for going back and playing zombies and then playing Origins out of all maps when RNG was the worst thing, I have to just go, you are insane. This is insane.
Insane to go back and play Origins, yeah.
Him playing I told you about this, and it was the Pokemon shiny hunting, which is basically trophy hunting, but to put things on the wall. Basically, the proverbial wall is the PC in Pokemon, and to me that's also insane behavior, because it's not something about strategy. Actually, you're avoiding doing strategy, because there are actually the way the RNG works, you can actually manipulate what shiny Pokemon.
I really think it's hypnotic. I think they escape in the rhythm of the RNG. I think is what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're playing it in a way that we're not even comprehending. Straight up. Like, I don't think we're playing it the same way they're playing it. Like, I'm not getting that. Like, if I'm just hitting the box for WAFs, like, it's not working for me.
Oh yeah, to me, I'm so frustrated, and the most frustrated I've ever been.
I think for them, I think it's they're getting like zoned out in the, like, they get to like kind of like, whoa, like disconnect. I think.
No, I think it's genuinely uncomfortable for them, but it's more in there's no way it's not uncomfortable, because I hear it. But they can be.
Well, they get so invested in it. I'm saying they're so invested in it. They're like lost. They're so like drawn in. They're like so focused on it.
They put their hand in the fire and went, wow, that was really bad experience, but let me do it again.
Oh, but they're like, but the fire, the way it dances, it captures their eye.
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's I heard EXE hearing EXE talk about Dark Souls is so hilarious. He would go, it would be so I'll just watch him play the game, and he's just screaming, he's frustrated, he's saying the boss is bullshit. And then after he beats it, he goes, that was really one of the best crafted bosses ever. It was really fair. And I'm just going, what the fuck is happening? You just rewrote that whole experience. And I think that's what's happening, where it's, wow, I just really enjoyed playing this game.
People be doing that, dude. People be doing that. Like, that's so, I come across that. That's so crazy. I know exactly what you're talking about there. It's like, they're like, wow, honestly, good game. Like, you were vicious. Like, you were.
Things are getting smashed here. How the fucking cool
You're getting over competitive in the backyard, and then being like, "Okay, good game, guys. That was good, right?"
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I have to go back a little bit. Keep losing track. Right now, I've actually lost track now. Over competitive. Oh, it's the whole Yezi thing, getting back into doing. Yeah, it was insane. And also that's why I had an aversion to people playing solo. Actually, it's sort of on the same note, but it's not because they were playing the game with poor proficiency. It's more of the case that, why are you playing the game? Why are you spending exorbitant amount of time on the game when you're playing it with poor proficiency. That was because zombies is time consuming. So why are you
Yeah.
playing something when you're playing it to a degree? And that's the thing is I don't buy the I do fun things. Well, you're complaining half the time, and then
That's what I'm saying about the hypnotism, because it's like, isn't it similar to fucking running 2.5, like bit like basic 2 trap strats? Like it's very hypnotic. It's like very rhythmic. It's like they're very much the same thing over and over again. You know?
oh, I can't stand that. That's why I like
That's
trade
what I'm
strap.
saying. But he's doing that. He's doing that. I'm saying. I think the
Yeah.
hypnotism. I'm saying it's like you get like there's a trance-like quality to what they're going through. I think because I like okay. I like check out like have you seen slot machines before?
Yeah.
Dude, they don't like I'm not getting lost in the slot machine, I don't think. As far as I've seen, like at least watching secondhand, I'm like, this is not drawing me in. Because it's like there's no strategy. It's just you're pressing the button.
Yeah,
But people get addicted to it. They get fucking locked in. Like they get like lost in the game. And you kind of forget stuff, I think, like anxious stuff.
That's I think that
I think
slot machines are unhinged. Have you
yeah,
seen the
they
ones
are.
in
But I'm saying
Japan that are really sort
the
of
Plinko.
Vichinko, yeah, but it's not the noise. They're tailored to particular. It's super esoteric. So this is an anime called a kaiji. This first there are two seasons, but what the next season would have been, they have the animations on pachinko machines, and so that's
No way.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, the anime is about gambling, but it's sort of in essence a critique of the whole just the whole sort of situation, the whole situation that he's in and the levels he has to go to sort of get out of his situation. You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't have a society that exists in this way. This is insane. Right. But then they're just doing the same things Kaiji is doing, where he's gambling in a rigged system. By the way, this is the I think the worst dog, but it's called the Bog. Okay. And it's basically a slot machine, but it's like a pinball machine, I think, a modified pinball machine, and it's just so heavily rigged in his favor. And I'm thinking, wait, how are you watching Kaiji and then going, hey, I need to go and try out the slot machines where the house rigs it to their favor? That's insane. How the fuck did you not pick up on that?
No, it's crazy. I don't listen. I don't get it either. Like, I on a really deep level, I totally agree with you. I literally like, what the fuck are people doing? Like, the whole point of this show, the whole point of any of this shit is to be like, don't gamble. It's a rigged system. You are fucked. Like, I don't get it either.
Second, there's a Naruto one, and wasn't Tsunade a bum when she was a gambler, and then she's
just like a hobo drunk, like, yeah.
Yeah, she's a bum, and then she gets to her senses and she stops being a degenerate gambler all day. This is really fun. How are you watching this Naruto one and then not getting that message from Naruto? Really
but
strange.
Especially a show like that, it's like so heavily focused around like gambling and luck and yeah. So like all these machines, I've seen so many of them having anime on. Like I've like they have like themed machines, right?
That's super mesmerizing in terms of
it's very mesmerizing.
Kind of like this.
It's dude, you're telling me there's no overlap, dude? There's like overlap. Like
hold on, I need to finish. I'm holding this.
No worries, yeah. Bon dia.
Hola, amigo.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh yeah, you know this like this nation concept I'm building out.
Yeah, Gaming Nation.
Gaming nation, which is not exclusive to gaming nations, but just nations in general that exist where
Yeah, yeah.
our share are the boundary. Basically, taking the concept of
Communities. Communities.
yeah, these communities, but um they're, I say nation, they're more like nation in terms of we have our own sort of, they more or less function as a nation in terms of anyone in the gaming field I can probably have a fruitful conversation with, just because I know about so many different games, and I've played most games apart from, if you talk to me about MOBAs and shit. Aside from that, yeah, I probably know. Hold on, I'll read this after I say. But
AI overview.
AI overview. I me some AI to read. Okay.
That's how you know it's good.
Mm-hmm. You have these nations, and I can talk to any gamer and probably have a fruitful conversation, at least more so, and probably have more things in common in terms of um general sort of outlooks and how we enjoy different things, right? But when it comes to, let's say, the person in the sort of material nations that people talk about, or the more built out concept of a nation, which is the nation state. I don't have anything common with who the fuck lives down the road then, compared to let's say you or other gamers that share similar games that we play. And so I am it was really funny because I build this out just, oh yeah, I'm just having, I'm kind of having negative interactions, say negative interactions, and not negative at all, but not the level of interaction that I want with somebody, in terms of, we're not talking about, why are we talking about, okay, do you have a girlfriend? I don't know, man. Do I? I have no idea. I don't know why the fuck are we talking about, do I have a girlfriend, sort of doing these weird, weird sort of, so to me, I have no idea what your relationship status is with EXE. He sort of just says everything, so I just end up finding out anyway.
Right.
I know the relationship of his extended family, so that's how open he is. But with Trickies, I have no fucking idea if he was dating or anything, or anyone else. And so I don't care, unless you make me care about it. That's not how I interface with people. To me, it's, I don't care to know. And maybe you would have to do a stillman of regular people and what they're doing. Because for me, it's just, there are general metrics or general sort of think about just think about a sport that doesn't exist, baseball. There are different bases, and that's sort of how people view your life. It's where you, okay, you do this at this age, and sort of asking me, you're sort of checking me, hey, you done this at this age? Well, yeah, your status, yeah, you're just checking status. And so that's how I view it. I don't know if that
official. Yeah.
Yeah, to me it's superficial, because what is that got to do with us talking about stuff? So I thought this is if you were going to stillman this, is that wife.
Those are my weakest areas. So I'm also like aware that like my aversion to it, like when I was younger, was a more principled stance on the kind of like what a conversation should be. But I also understand that given where I am right now, it's not as it's also it's more of a like wanting to avoid that because it's
wanting
not
to
like
avoid
the
that because it's not
strongest
much.
area of my life. It's not like I'm doing so great in those areas that I want to like
Exactly right.
share
It's
those things.
what'd you say?
So like no, but like it's not like I'm
Oh, I thought you were asking me a question.
no that like that that's what I'm asking. Like I'm like do you agree with that like that because so it's not like
Oh,
I think also there's an element of like that's also why it's you know
yeah, 100%.
yeah
Yeah, I'm thinking. Um, I have nothing to say about this area.
exactly
This is why I need somebody to check me on this. Where I'm going, okay, this is not my strongest area, but what could we possibly talk about? I'm just thinking, what could we possibly talk about in terms of your perspective, the perspective of, well, what happens if I don't have a girlfriend? Just where does that conversation go? it doesn't. It
I'll
doesn't.
just say that I think that if we're being consistent more fully, I would say
Mm-hmm,
that the uncomfortable truth that it's like, well, all of this, let's not talk about the uncomfortable truth in the external, I
mm-hmm,
think gets a little hollow if we're not going to also go on the internal
mm-hmm.
with it towards ourselves. And I think
Uh,
that I would also share, I'm saying this is something I would share if this is something that you would share, is
mm-hmm.
that, like, just generally speaking, this is an area I want to avoid because it's like not my strongest area. So
Right.
it's like, and I have to be vulnerable in ways that I don't like being vulnerable with
Mm-hmm.
people to talk about this
Oh,
stuff.
I'm fine with being vulnerable
And
like
like
that. So
people,
yeah.
okay, yeah, okay,
Yeah, I'm very much but the thing is, I have this I'm overly, maybe not overly vulnerable because that's how I would describe EXE, where it's okay, you didn't need to, or is that telling me stories about yeah, where, oh no, yeah, it was on Discord. I was like, no, you need to get on Discord right now, this new Souls game, there's something that you need to see, and this is the
yeah.
most important thing that we're going to watch in our lives. So just really bigging it up, just super exaggerating, and it was a massive disappointment. But if it wasn't region locked to one platform, then it would have been the best news of our life. But regardless of that, it was him talking to the cashier. No, so he was the cashier and he was talking to the customers, and he was saying, some lady asked, "Oh, how are you?" And he said, "Oh, yeah, my dad died." And the one said, "Too." I'm just going, "Whoa." Okay, that's super laying it on deep. The level of to me, it's like past honesty. To me, it's some solidarity. Like you want that solidarity. It's like, yeah, this really fucking
Yeah,
like just for him. Yeah, it super affected
yeah,
him, and looking for that solidarity. For me, it's probably not on that level of okay, I kind of want the attention and I want to talk about me. That's why I sort
right.
of go, okay, I can't be that radically honest where I'm telling everyone about all the secrets, but I do like that level of honesty just because I just like that shortcut to the conversation. It's just shortcut it in terms of I think this is what your sister was saying to you when we were talking about the
Yeah,
internet, where the internet is just way faster place to get involved
wait,
with people because people just seem very much able to be more honest about themselves. They feel very
consistent.
disconnected
Yeah,
from their real life, and I'm still in that
yeah.
mode. I recognize that, and so
That shit hit, right? She fucking hit with that. Like
mm-hmm,
that fucking hit. She was like, and to me, that's the most interesting shit. Like
mm-hmm,
and I don't know if it's a trap, but it's like to me, it's like I'm like, all right, like how much is do I actually believe this? Like how much am willing to turn this in on myself? You know, this like
mm-hmm,
heuristic of like what the you know what I mean?
mm-hmm. I think my honesty sometimes hurts because I'm way too abrasive. I think I need to turn down the cunt energies because I actually do give that off a lot. Where I just go, this guy's a cunt. This guy just probably I probably see me as just super cunt. But sometimes I try and purposely do that when someone for some reason I just turn into a way better social signaler in real life. Where I actually fine with signaling that I'm a cunt and I want you to feel that way because you are just so obnoxious. Regardless of
Right.
that, I am fine with open about what do you call it in terms of oh yeah that's just not an area I'm strong in
Yeah.
for most people Obviously, it's not going to be. It's not going to. Just in general, just playing the safe bet of probably not going to be that way for everyone. But
Right.
I'm thinking. I've had this conversation with a lot of people.
A lot of people. Yeah.
And so I'm going, okay, there's a nation thing going on here in terms of this is I'm sort of drawing where it's particular people, but people on the internet don't really ask me that in terms of gamers. I'm talking to other gamers. I actually find, it's not something that I intuitively notice. It should be so obvious, like, oh yeah, I'm obviously talking to gamers, but I'm talking to people that are from that area. Fucking Discord, by the way. Right. And when I talk to people from real life, they're just asking me very different questions, and I get that girlfriend question a lot, and I go, oh, I can totally see why. I totally see why some of this I totally see why people see it, because for me, I'm very secure in the fact that if I don't find anyone, I'm not actively looking for people, and I'm very apprehensive in getting into a relationship in the first place anyway, because I don't care for that. I would want to find somebody that is, highly compatible with, my really weird idiosyncrasies. So, and just matching to a level that I care about. And that's not, that's, I have high standards for somebody where they need to be, you need to, whatever the fucking standards are in terms of, I'm genuinely very attracted to most women that I meet. My age, it's more in terms of, I have particular idiosyncrasies where I do want to have some Jungian wife or if I get married, but I'm saying somebody that's, individuated and can talk on that level, or
that's it.
And somebody that can check me like your sister, or just you in general, where you can go, hey, isn't this kind of isn't this
wait,
that
this? Yeah.
I like the mirror to be hung up when talking to me. I want somebody to feel comfortable doing that with all my abrasive energy, and I want somebody to be comfortable with that abrasiveness. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about this. Or going into this is not even relevant. But what I'm saying is I'm comfortable with not being in a relationship, and I don't feel that. But I see that I think that probably comes from just I don't feel that strong of a need for social approval. And I think we had this conversation before. I think we may have agreed where I think a lot of that just comes from social approval in terms of they see that girlfriend stuff and getting into a relationship as sort of just a milestone that's being placed, and it's being slowly through. I shouldn't call them weird conversations, but through, hey, do you have a girlfriend? Or my uncle just really pushing me to get a girlfriend, and I just need to go, hey, I don't care about this. I really don't. This is really not interesting to me, because it's not even engaging on the same level as I am. He's going, oh, look at her ass, or going, well, I don't care about that. To me, it's like,
dude, what are we talking about right now?
What'd you say?
You're like, dude, what are we talking about right now? Like, what are we talking about?
I'm hold on. You think by the way.
I just had some vision.
I just don't care.
About it's fair not to care.
I'm sorry, it was not about that. I don't know what the fucking saying about that. I don't care about that. It's more of everyone's sort of like socially pushing you to get into a or to they validate you if you have met a particular threshold, and they're socially pushing you if you haven't met that waypoint checkpoint or whatever. And I can totally see how men get really strange. I think they get really strange when it comes to relationships in terms of we're talking about sacrificing personalities. Not really mentioning anyone here. We probably thought of the same person, but this is crazy. Sacrificing personalities, but just in general, I've seen that in terms of the term for it is whipped in the UK. We say you're whipped when you I think a lot of that was really in terms of people feel like they've lost a friend, in terms of they're spending a lot of time in their relationship. That's where a lot of it came from. But sometimes people would just go, wait, you're acting really differently now. And people change in social situations, and oh shit, dumb fuck. Like, it was pretty obvious, dumb fuck. But when it gets to the level of, wait, we exist in terms of, wait, why are you pretending like you're not friends with us? Why are you pretending you don't like this? Ooh, you have sacrificed cool parts of your identity that gave you happiness ostensibly to this relationship. I totally see how men fall down that rabbit hole when, whoa, now I'm actually interacting with the, I didn't talk to my family for 10 years before 2024. So, and
Right.
I lost a relationship with my mom because I just didn't want to talk to her. And she never took interest in anything that I cared about, so I didn't care. And I can live without that social pressure. I just didn't talk to her. Not that I ignored her, it's just I'm just not talking about anything. I don't talk about my feelings with her, I don't talk about anything.
Yeah.
But
like, why not though?
But
Like,
why
just
not?
like you just think that she's not, like, she has demonstrated that she's not capable of it, basically. Like, she's just demonstrated that she's not, like, up for that task of talking about those things. Like,
so this started when I was a kid. It was a general degradation. It was when I found out that the tooth fairy wasn't real, and by extension, oh, this other bullshit that I was inquiring about, they don't exist.
right.
And that, to me, that's a massive loss of trust. To me, that's insane. That you
No,
can't sit to
absolutely.
your
No,
kid.
it's crazy. No, I had a
Yeah.
similar, I had a similar reaction to it when I was younger.
So that was a massive loss of trust for me as a kid. It was, oh, I'm telling everyone that I know, oh, my mommy knows everything. She's the best. This, I'm a, I abjure before her before this point when it came to her knowledge, and then I'm going, well, a lot of the I'm sort of reflecting back at everything, and it was, well, she didn't really have an answer for any of this, and this is probably why I'm in this situation where I just don't trust this. That gave me a lot of anxiety in terms of,
I bet.
In terms of, okay, what the fuck am I being taught? I didn't really know what I'm being taught. I told you I didn't even think the Roman Empire was real. I was thinking, what the fuck is this? It's just Roman stuff that they're talking about Roman Britain.
Fake.
This is just fake. And I know they're just okay with lying about me, but you have to talk about, now I have to talk about this. So I don't know if I told you about this, but my mom used to cover my eyes when it came to when people just kissed in a movie. And just go, oh, okay, hand over my eyes.
What?
Yeah, this happened until I was like 10, 11 years old.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, this is insane, right? So I. Yeah, this is really funny. Yeah,
that's so funny. It's so random. It's such a
yeah, right. And so for me, we would watch movies in school, and I'd watch movies at my friend's house, and no one. I'd sort of look down or look at everyone else. Are we supposed to be watching this? There's kisses here, and then everyone is just watching it attentively as if nothing happened. No one's making any
just
comments.
raw dogging the kissing scene as if nothing is crazy.
Nothing is crazy.
Like, what the fuck is going on right now?
And I'm sort of looking at everyone else, sort of, you sort of look to the tribe to see, what they're doing before you act on something.
Right, for it.
And I realized that this was a secret that my parents were keeping from me for whatever. I couldn't even comprehend it. To me, it was, I'm seeing two lips touching, and I just don't. What is this? I don't even understand. But
this hidden secret thing.
This is hidden secret. Yeah, it's insane. So I couldn't talk to my mom about it because she's the one that's hiding it from me, and so I didn't have anyone to, because I was too embarrassed to tell my friends about, oh, by the way, my mom covers my eyes. No, there's no way I'm going to tell my friends. It's fucking humiliating. And so as a 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old, I'm just this is just something I'm ruminating on my own, and so I'm feeling incredibly embarrassed when people are kissing. This is really weird for me. And in year 5 we had sex ed, and I was the only kid that didn't go through sex ed because my mom, obviously, if she won't allow me to watch kissing, she's not going to tell me how a baby was made. And so
which is crazy.
Yeah, this is insane. Yeah. And so I never went through sex ed, and I sort of, just from what friends are telling me, I'm sort of gathering, okay, there's this thing called sex, and something to do with our private parts. But I don't really know the full story. I'm sort of just hearing it from friends, and we ruminate. My friend who was in a year below me, so we didn't also go through sex ed. I'm ruminating it with him, going, what's happening here? Do you know? Just something that you talk about. This information that's being hidden from you. Of course, you're going to ruminate it at some point, and so of course I am. And I just couldn't understand why this information was being kept from me. Once I found out, so it was in year 7, um, there was we would get slips to say, oh, if you're gonna opt out of this, here's the slip. I never gave it to my mom. So we just did sex ed in year 7 as if everyone knew what happened, and I think at that point I knew like mostly everything. You just hear that, you just know what you're not hearing about that from friends. And I'm watching people like Yoti Slayer, who's like going in depth into his sex life while playing custom zombies, and so kind of I'm getting this from the internet, which is, to me, that's insane. I don't know why you would defer
crazy
sexual education to people on the internet.
Yoti Slayer.
This is insane. Yeah, Yoti Slayer sex life is now I'm learning.
Slayer.
Yeah, this is crazy. Yeah, he's telling me how he ran the train, and I'm going, "Oh, I think the train ran you, buddy."
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
And so that piling up as a kid for me, where I'm not privy to this information, and I'm finding about this information, and it's just the most mundane, dull thing. To me, it tore me up inside it. It made me so angry, and it's not something that I could tell my mom. It is not something that I could go up to and go. I think at one point I did. At one point I did, actually. It was in year 7, so I would have been 11. And yeah, I told her, yeah, no, I know about this stuff, by the way. By the way, I know about this stuff. That was my defiant sort of thing. And she was telling me, she still told me this proudly. She was saying, I didn't even know that. I didn't know about that stuff until I was 15. I still believed in, storks bringing babies. And I'm going, how the oh, it's really funny too, because I'm listening to this Carl Jung audiobook, Memories, Dreams, and Reflections, and it's funny because it's sort of a memoirs of his life, and he's talking about storks. And he's sort of going, it was when his little sister was born, and they told him, storks just came over, and this guy's logicking out, this is totally impossible. How are they also bringing the cows? How are they heavy to bring the cows? This is how a kid is thinking about it. It's like, oh wow, I'm thinking about it the same way. Just having it is actually such a the child child part of the book really had an impression on me. Quite an impression, because I'm going, I'm doing the same things. I am thinking about this. The way because it's sort of like written in a way in sort of the past tense, sort of saying what he thought about the situation at the time. I don't know if he's religious, and sometimes he goes and says, sort of faith has been, I don't know how he feels about faith, but extensive parts of the book right now are talking about faith. There's so much of it has been taken about faith, and his ruminations about faith, and immediately he is completely different perspective than I do with faith. I just came to the conclusion this doesn't know why this is real. This is fucking insane. But for him, different. But regardless of that fact, it was nice seeing that somebody else. I guess I just don't talk about this with people, but
had this kind of wondrous approach to it. They're just like kind of open, curious, like, wait, if that's true, then how could this, like they were like integrating it into their worldview. They weren't just like passive, oh yeah, storks come, drop baby, like, right? Like that he was thinking it through. Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
And so hearing my mom say that, even now looking back at it, it just seems so insane. Because I am thinking about that young style where I'm going, this makes no sense. None of this makes any sense. No, I actually had no idea how babies were made. I don't know how. I just never thought about it.
Yeah.
And so
the fucking stork is so funny though. I've always thought my one was so funny. The storks is so funny. It really goes against everything you know about birds.
Yeah,
like everything else you know about birds, it's going against everything we know about birds. And like, why the birds would be doing any of this? It makes like none of it makes any sense.
Yeah,
I love that stuff though. I love like lies. I love it's like a type of lie. It's like a lie that you tell like a child about how like there's like goblins that like like everything is like goblins or like springs and wheels. Like
springs and wheels. What the fuck? What is this?
Like you're explaining so like let's say that you don't know how something works, and a kid's asking you how something works. You can always be like, there's a goblin in there. With a wheel.
Yeah,
he spins.
Yeah.
Anything can be that, right? Like I love the response to it as well. Like that of like the parent, like that But I think there's a difference between like playfully doing that, where it's like the kid's in on the joke a little bit, and then
Mhm.
just outright being like like kind of suppressive with it a little bit, which sounds like
Mhm.
was more your
Oh,
um.
totally. There was nothing playful about this.
No, this was much more. This is,
This was
but I just want to say, yeah. But I love the childlike
genuine.
questioning, though. I love the childlike questioning. Like that to me,
Mhm.
that's like precious. It's like sad that it was not cultivated more.
And yeah, to me that was probably I didn't even know what the word traumatic means in a medical sense, but this was
Definitely.
deeply impressive on my psyche in terms of how I wanted to go about the relationship with women. I just completely shut myself in rooms after I went back to school. I never cared about what she. And she was saying, "Oh, how was your day?" I don't want to talk about it. Oh, you're just being a teenager. That's because we watched that one movie and the kid was like that too. No, this goes so deep. You don't even understand how deep this goes.
Yeah, I bet it go dude. That like literally, I literally could see that. That was so vivid. That scene was so vivid. You just painted there.
Hmm.
Like that conversation was so vivid. Like you're back to her, like her woke me. Like it was like all like right there. Like that was bang. That was
Hmm.
bang on. That was from the core.
Hmm. And so, I completely to me it just broke any relationship I could ever have with my mom. At least at that point in my life. Now it's more. Now my considerations are different. I'm so over that. Um, it's beyond the point of to me it's more beyond. For me, it's I ruminated a lot as a kid just because I didn't exist in the same world. Where I would be a little bit isolated. But I still had not that I was completely isolated and I was
Oh,
completely susceptible to social pressures, but I'd say more so to the point where I had enough room to think about these things and
yeah, that
eventually
is good.
yeah, I was able to get over that in terms of sexual matters. And maybe it probably went
But
way
that's
past.
such a crazy level of repress. Was that just like traditional background, like religion, like deeply religious, like Puritan, like
But my mum is
that's
deeply
like a
religious. That's the thing. She is very weird. I don't even know what her religion is at this point. I could have sworn she was not Christian for a long part of her life, but now
does
she's
she
Christian
signal
again.
Christian morals as
No, no, it's not.
like
You
a
wouldn't even be
nation
able to
thing?
understand it in terms
Like
of
a
in
nation.
American context. The way Christianity exists there is just so different to the
Oh,
way my mom
okay.
is in terms of there isn't a house filled with a bunch of Maria and Jesus in the house. There isn't anything to do with that. She doesn't talk about morality in that way.
What? It's
Um,
just the sexual stuff?
what'd you say?
It's just the sexual stuff?
I think it was
That's
more
my
of
great.
she's
Like,
just
what is
being
it?
mimetic from her childhood, where
Okay, that's how she was raised.
yeah, she was in Slovakia and they have all these. So when I climbed the mountain, it's climbing this mountain I was telling you about.
Yes, yes.
They had save houses and you'd have pictures of Jesus and crosses. My
Right.
grandfather's house is just Maria and Jesus all over the place. There's
Old
a but.
country.
What'd you say?
The old country. The old country values. The
Mm-hmm.
old country
We do live in the valley,
morals.
yeah, in Slovakia. And so yeah, that's super religious. My uncle's probably like the least religious in the town, if I was gonna guess.
And you like the uncle. You like the uncle.
Yeah, I like the uncle. Yeah, so he's
Yeah.
most disconnected from that, but his wife is religious. She yeah, it's weird for him not to go to church on Sundays, yeah, because he doesn't. Um, so he's
Pretty
sort of
alpha.
the weirdo. And his wife does. And I really like the auntie. Yeah, she doesn't speak English, so she actually makes me adapt, and I like that. I love the whole you have to adapt to the circumstances, and in a good way in terms of I actually have
Oh yeah,
get to
yeah.
learn the language. It's super tight because we're good together sometimes. So she when she to me it was I would if I met me I'd go oh so obviously an atheist in terms of just does not care about going to church, does not
Yeah, yeah.
because my grandma died. I never asked to go and see the tomb. To me, it was just irrelevant because it doesn't matter to
She
me.
gone. She gone.
She's dead. Not in
She
terms
gone.
of, not in terms of. To me, being in the house was powerful. This is very
Of
powerful
course, yeah.
because that's where she existed in, and that's where I grew up in. That was powerful to me. That being next to the grave is not
Right.
powerful.
Okay. Okay. I
don't
like that. Okay, that's good.
care.
That makes me happy to hear that actually, because I was like, but like you definitely would get an emotional. Like I did have that second kind of. Okay. Good. Good.
Zero emotion by the grave. I don't care for Beta. Zero, nothing. To me, the
But like where
emotion
she
was.
was, who she like feeling who she was, like the energy of that, you felt like
Mhm.
that hit you. Yeah, for sure.
That was yeah. Every
I
time
get
it is very powerful. Seeing
yeah.
the sort of the things that she's made that are on the walls, and how she decorated it because I know a lot of things are just unchanged. She had her kitchen area downstairs. That was where she worked. Yeah, it was all very powerful to me because that's where she existed. That's where I grew up too, and that's where she raised me for 2 years of my life. And so that's what felt powerful to me. But I don't care about any of the religious stuff. I don't care about going to the church. I don't care about all the weird ritualization of I'm gonna bring candles to the grave. To me, I don't care about that. To me, that's to me that I'm very deeply suspicious about mimetic things where you're doing something that's borrowing from past behaviors. To me, it's very much I'm warning everyone differently. I'm warning the particular things about you in terms of I'm in your environment. That's super powerful to me. Being in the same house as you and being in the same place that I sat. That's to me.
Right.
That's particular to you. That's who you are. And I'm interacting with what you did and sort of, in a sense, getting as close to as I can emulate who you were. Oh yeah, you did this, or so I was playing Minecraft or something. I don't know. I was thinking, oh, this is zombies because you don't understand. I put your camels on. Fucking Bagsy died. I put his camels on. Shit camels. I'm going. Yeah, that is very particular to him.
That's a shout out. That's a big ups.
Yeah, exactly.
Recognition. Yeah. 100%.
To me, that's way more powerful. If somebody, if I could go into the future past my death and somebody's, so big ups, well, got his camos on, playing the game. So well, I'm going back to I just want to do, one, trade start run. Let's go. To me, it's super. I feel that. But if it's, so oh fuck, I got buried. Well, that's really unfortunate. I want my body to be thrown, into the forest and just have worms eat it, return the energy back to the earth. To me, that's not even like a wow. I'm sort of like wow, I'm super depressed. Sort of energy because it sort of feels like that. But no, I think we're returning the energy back to the earth. We're not like encasing it in a casket where
feel like, but meaning wise, it's sad because you're dead. From a meaning perspective, like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
having
from
worms.
when we're drawing meaning from like a set of circumstances in which you're dead and your body's being thrown into a forest. Okay, like think about the situation that it is where you are dead and your body's being thrown into the forest. No way, this is a good situation.
Like, it's not a good situation. Yeah.
No way, this is a good situation. Like I'm imagining like looting, like firing squads. Like
that's really funny. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not. Anyway, that's not the point you're making.
I just don't have a reverence to the physical body after the consciousness is parted away from it. This is now just like let the energy go back to the earth. Let the worms have a nice feast that this person's died.
Hell yeah.
That's cool. Because I was taken away from you, and now you have to take me. And so it's funny because we're sort of getting sidetracked talking into my parents. It was just talking about my mother's religious affiliation. So yeah, she sort of grew up in a religious. But she didn't have any understanding of the faith. Our understanding of the faith is a fucking joke. Because of course I'm inquiring at that. So I can't believe you're a Christian. To me, you weren't a Christian. So, what do you think? What do you think about So, what do you think about the Bible in terms of what it says? And she's saying, "Oh, I read it a while ago. I'm gone." Doesn't it make you uncomfortable that you can't recall anything? If you ask me about like Song of Ice and Fire, if you ask me about that, I would be able to go, yeah. Even if I was like, oh, I don't exactly remember it, but I have some brief, vague.
Rough. You got pretty good rough edges. I've got defined rough edges. Pretty defined rough edges,
right. Not or if somebody ignited that memory in my brain. Because when you're talking to people, you're sort of like, oh yeah, that happened. And like, oh, now I know what you're talking about. Just had to remind me, right? For me, that's
The lack of that is just like
to me is just wait, why would you be religious? I think the whole angle she goes to I think she's borderline blasphemous. I don't know how other Christians would look at her, but she does these psychic readings. I don't know if she still does them. This is insane. Yeah, I remember going to Basildon, which is a town under me.
I mean,
And
sometimes that's like a form of therapy, just to say. Like, oftentimes that's like a form of like, affirmational therapy where it's like
mhm.
you
Yeah,
are
talking
valid for
to
thinking these
dead
things, and we're
family
gonna
members.
wish. Yeah, it's like a way of like you can't talk to them, so it's a way of like pretending that you do, and it's like a healing. I like for some people, they're getting as long as there's not money being conned, it's usually pretty harmless. I think with the
No,
with the
no. We'll talk about harmless when I tell you about this. So she was telling me,
okay,
I was very surprised to see that she was still engaging with them, and there was this one, and I thought,
right,
to me, it was just, I let myself go on this. To me, so
okay.
angry. So she was saying, oh, it was this one Hungarian lady, and she was, I was talking to her, and then she went, oh, wait, I see something. Ooh, okay, I can't tell you about that. And I'm going, and then my mom said, oh yeah, I think she saw my mom's death, and I'm going, oh, okay, let's calm down here. Okay, how do you, if she saw your mom's death? First of all,
Right.
how do we know? But if she saw your mom's death, why didn't she tell you? And she said, "Oh, because you can't. It's written in the universe." What? I,
What?
I'm just. I don't even understand your belief system. How is it that this is just written in the universe? How do you know this? You said,
Yeah.
mm, because she couldn't tell me, and that means that it was written in the universe. What? Because she couldn't tell you. Yeah, because
Whoa. No.
I really just didn't understand. I don't even know what's happening here.
Yeah.
I'm fuming right now that she's even thinking it. She's not being the skeptical. How do I know it was my mom? How do I know it was my mom's death? I
Right.
don't know. It was written in the universe. It was sort of just justifying everything to lead to that, rather than
Because it says so. Right?
mhm.
Just constantly
Because she
because it
believes in
says
the process inherently.
yeah.
She justifies the process. Oh yeah, this is
Of
totally.
divination and of astrology or divination and all that.
I don't know what a divination is. You have to tell me.
Okay, that's like the conjuring. I usually think of that as like rituals to like conjure spirits and
Okay.
like commune. Like you're like communing with the dead. Like divination. I usually think of that.
Okay, I got you. Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that's
but
what.
like I mean,
Yeah.
I'm on your I'm like okay, mentally I'm totally on your side because like when I'm like, I'm in like 5th grade, I'm like going to psychics and I'm asking them about my lost rabbits. Like, will I find my lost rabbits? Will my dad find my lost rabbits? Kind of thing. And I don't have any lost rabbits, right? So they have to they if they but here's the thing though, if they're psychics, they're knowing I'm lying about this.
Hmm.
And they're knowing I'm doing it to make them look bad. So why would they not stop me if they're
Hmm.
psychics, right?
Hmm.
So okay, that's me. So I'm totally on your side with this. But also, like, I don't know. Sometimes if you can't get a sense of control over your life, like there are all these small ways people do it too. Like,
Hmm.
and that's a pretty non-destructive version of it. Like, it's like as long as she's not being given crazy money for this, like you know what I
I
mean?
would
Like
have to
this
ask her
seems
how much she's
fairly like
paying, but I'm pretty sure it's paid.
but you know what I
Um,
mean? Like as long as it's not so crazy, like you know what I mean? Like because people can have various levels of destructive like vices, but like this seems like like a semi spiritual. Like she's just trying to like get closer to her past that like she feels only she remembers. Like maybe there aren't people that she feels she can go to in her life to talk about this stuff with. So she like talks to a psychic, and the psychic kind of has a like they can like make predictions about her life based on the
that's
fact
not
that they
true.
talk to a lot of people,
Mm,
but they're like actually good kind of semi therapists because of it,
mm,
you know?
yeah, I didn't. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, bunch of speculation that
But that's what I'm
I
saying.
couldn't say.
It's like it's
Yeah,
tough to know. It's tough to know. But I
I
would say
think it's
that like a
bullshit
lot of
regardless.
people it is bullshit. Like the psychiatry and all that shit. It is bullshit. It's funny
Hmm.
though. I think it's really
Hmm.
funny.
But you
I
see
think
how
it's
she's
really
just
funny.
the complete. Oh, actually, one. one more thing just to add to that.
I
Just
see how
to
you
get
couldn't share a lot of stuff with her. I can see how you wouldn't want to. I think I could see how you would look at her and go, "There's no way this person is capable of engaging with me on this stuff. In the way that I want to engage with this stuff on."
oh, true. I try to, by the way.
For sure.
I've
Yeah.
talked about
Okay.
why do you dye your hair? I think I told you about this.
Yeah.
Why do you dye your hair?
Okay. Yeah.
It's
I think
just
you did.
yeah, I'm just an individual that makes choices. Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone in a nation, let's just say nation of women your age, are sort of homogenizing on a particular way to look, and you go, oh yeah, I'm just making an
Yeah.
individual making choices. No, you are being funneled into a
A very
particular way of
specific.
adhering. That also happens to be oh, you're buying your L'Oreal hair products or whatever. Well, it's funny how
Yeah.
those people benefit from sort of this society that that's a really unrealistic standard, particularly for women in terms of how they should
Sounds like
present
dank right
themselves.
now. You're saying the Jews benefit from your
Mm,
mom using L'Oreal
furious.
now.
I'm not gonna say what kind of people. I'm not gonna say what.
I'm just saying there are people.
um,
There's always people behind the bad shit. Let me tell you that. That's the number one lie is that there aren't people behind it. They have names, they have addresses. Let me tell you, they're real and
interesting.
they exist.
Should link those addresses. I want to know what those are.
I don't. I don't have them. I wish I did. But
Okay.
check this out. Social habitus, a concept developed by sociologist Peter Bourdieu, refers to deeply ingrained, often unconscious dispositions, beliefs, and behaviors that an individual absorbs from their social environment through socialization, shaping their perceptions, actions, tastes, and lifestyle. These internalized patterns of thought or an action or embodied dispositions guide individuals' choices and interactions in seemingly natural way, often to the point of reproducing existing social structures and inequalities without conscious effort. But yeah, but just like the fact of being in a community that shapes your kind of taste, perceptions, and ways of being, like I think social habitus gets kind of close to what you're talking about. Like,
Is that the nation thing that you're
yeah,
talking
for the
about,
nation thing.
or
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm more connected it to my mom in terms of she has these
Oh, but no, it's everybody. It's everybody. Like just to say, like that's like this is a very base like framework of analysis. It's like super important, but like that you build upon. Just to say, but yeah, sorry, go ahead
I think it's everyone,
with your
but
mom. Yes,
it's one of those in terms of being conscious about it's like nipples, right? The nipples thing is
yeah,
if
yeah.
you can confront that, then you're working on a different level in
You're
terms of
reflective. You're reflective. Exactly.
exactly and you
Yeah.
can defy the deeply ingrained dispositions that you have. And with my mom, it's just sort of just I talked about her with the going into a supermarket is a war. Just talking
Right.
about that with her and just having a conversation, I'm going, whoa, this is so strange. This is just one of the least fruitful conversations. It's I said a critique and you're just going, yeah, people just go into supermarkets and sort of just make choices. I'm going, yeah, but do you not see how these choices are guided? And do you not see how I don't know if you remember
Yeah.
me talking about the cereal where it's you have these super sugary cereals next to
Oh, sure.
whole grain bread, and you're going, okay,
Yeah.
this is to me that's a justification method to justify something. If you saw heroin on the shelf, right, and you
Yeah.
always existed in that society, you just justify it. And
Mhm.
that's what I'm trying to signal to her is that when you go into a
100%.
shop, you're at war. You're not everything there has a just place. And it just through normalization and exposure, that's being conveyed to you, and you don't even know it. You're constantly at war, and you need to recognize that. And
Yeah.
she's basically saying, yeah, we're just individual and you just need to make the right choices. I'm going, no, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying you need to be aware that you're at war so that now that you know you're at war, you don't now go down the bad road. And she's not even
Yeah.
engaging me on that level in terms of, hey, there's actually a path that exists that you don't understand. The supermarket is, laid in a grid, but actually there is a path that exists that you don't even know about. But if we could get a heat map, oh, it exists. This super exists, especially if you could scale it by different
Oh yeah.
demographics.
I mean,
yeah, these super exist. And I was more talking about metaphorically the heat pump.
yeah.
Is
No,
a
I know what you're
meta,
saying.
it's way more of a
Yeah.
metaphorical thing, right?
Yeah, of
And
course.
when you see Al Gore in the supermarket that gives, but you don't see weed. It gives I can see why you're fuming about weed, but alcohol as much because
Right.
well, it's constantly being normalized. It's this is something that's
Exactly.
sold in a shop, right? It's just normal.
Yeah, it becomes normal. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
not.
the power that it has, and yeah, she's not even engaging with you on the level of, like, your point of just, like, the power that it has to have
Mm,
it be normalized in that way at a store, and then,
mm,
like, how it's not like every path is like a right it's not like every path is a safe path, you're saying. It's not like, "Oh,
mm,
whatever's on the shelves, just get one of it. Who
mm,
cares?" You're saying, like, "No, like, there's literally danger for a lot of these things."
yes.
Yeah,
Um,
she's not even engaging on that level.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
and just having to constantly interrupt her. No, 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 I'm not talking about individuals making choices and how
yeah.
people just need to make the right. No, I'm not talking about people making the right choices. I have a very specific prescription that people need to be aware that not everything they see is for their benefit, and it's arrayed in a way to make you spend the most money on things that are superfluous to your existence, and you're just expending your budget on superfluous items. To me, that's my point, which is basically unhealthy foods plus
I mean,
expending your
if
things.
it's it like, what she's saying to you, though, is so, like, like, textbook, like, individual under capitalism, like, speak that, like, from, semi-robotically to me from what I'm hearing, to
Mm-hmm.
me, where it's like, I think that part of it is being an immigrant, where, like, I think it's like if with, like, a product, people will get a product and, like, they'll, like, justify it despite really they definitely took an L on buying this thing, but they'll, like, have to justify it, like, "Oh, no, you don't understand. In this way, it's, like, actually kinda helpful," or, like, "In this
Mm-hmm.
way,
I've
it's
heard
kinda
that.
helpful," and, like
Mm-hmm.
right? Like but, like, imagine that with, like, the nation that you chose.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it I think a lot of immigrants, like, they just lock into the myths of the time, and, like, honestly, a lot of what she's saying is just kind of the mythology of our era. Like, what she's saying is, like,
I know.
pretty much, like, the default like, jump back of our
Mm-hmm.
like, I know you know this, but it's just like, well, I guess I wasn't sure if you knew this, but, like, yeah, like, that to me, that's pretty apparent, like,
Mm-hmm.
that it's it's this very
But
default
can't.
response.
Yeah, I just can't deviate from that way of thinking, which sucks. Um,
Yeah.
because that's how I've seen this world. I mean, I guess I've seen the world like this for a long time now. Not specifically what you said, but just in general that there are just particular.
Yeah.
I think one thing actually was watching how a lot of people, Pokemon in terms of there's a when you beat the champion at the end of the game, sort of the final boss,
Your
there's a
match.
Hall of Fame,
Okay.
and the Hall of Fame shows you your teams and what level they were at beating the champion, and people as kids, you go, it's like, oh, this is my favorite Pokemon. That's my favorite Pokemon. But just seeing, sometimes people will investigate old cartridges that they buy on eBay or whatever.
Yeah.
And there is a weird, I don't know if anyone knows it, but there's a weird homogenization in terms of there are so many Pokemon, and yet people just homogenize on a particular few Pokemon. Um, and
Whoa.
you don't. No, it's not like super homogenized where it's like, oh, everyone's got the same thing, but there is, reoccurring members of, oh wow, everyone just has a story of getting an Ampharos when they're playing Heart Gold, Soul Silver, or Gold and
Okay.
Silver Crystal. It's really weird. It's actually not that weird. It really isn't that weird in terms of the point of the
Like,
game where
game
you can get.
engineering. Yeah.
Yeah, it's engineered. It's the subtle
Game engineering.
hand of the game maker guiding you onto a particular path, and we're just all falling for it. But there isn't this direct narrow thing funnel that we see until we go, oh, that was just of our own volition. No, the fuck it wasn't. This was something
Dude, it's
that we were.
Gremlins. It's Gremlins,
What'd you
right?
say?
It's like I'm telling like it's Gremlins. Like people will act like think they're like that man, that fucking that financial crisis, that was just a tragedy. Like they'll talk about it like it's a nature event, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's like, no, it was not a nature event. It was
Mm-hmm.
a set of actions and risks taken upon by people for money that
Mm-hmm.
lost us fucking trillions. Like
I don't care
there,
about the
you
trillions.
know
I
what I
care
mean?
about the lives that were. It's like, oh
No, no,
fuck.
but, like, I'm saying,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, trillion translates into, yeah, like, livelihood and death, like, so,
Mm-hmm.
but, yeah, like, no, but I'm just saying that, like, I don't understand how people can't see causality between things, that where it's just a matter it has to be a
Because it's like free
direct,
will.
"Did he say it?" Like, did he did like, there's, like, this crazy thing in the NBA
Mm-hmm.
where there's, like, this clear overpaying scandal where one guy gave an advertising contract to a player who didn't have to do anything, and he got $48 million,
That's awesome.
which is about the exact difference between what he was paid at this new team that he joined, LA Clippers, which he took about $48 million less than the salary cap. And so he basically was able to give the team more money to play with to get like other good players to be around him. So he then gets this side deal. And the only stipulation is for this contract, the only stipulation is he doesn't have to do anything, doesn't have to ever mention this company, this climate financing company that he's sponsored by. The only stipulation is he can't leave the Clippers. So if he leaves the Clippers, he doesn't get any money. But if he stays with the Clippers, he gets this extra money. And people are acting as if there's a question on if this is salary circumvention. Like, people are acting like, oh, and it's like, well, okay, now there's also evidence that the only one of the main investors to this climate finance company is the guy who owns the Clippers. Okay? So the guy who owns the Clippers is paying $50 million to this climate finance company, and then $48 million is going to this player. Which is conveniently the difference between how much he's paying him. And people are acting like there needs to be a signed letter where the CEO says, I did this for salary circumvention. That's not, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it seems like a really weird set of coincidences, and everything just kind of lines up perfectly. Yeah.
Works that way, right? Like, how strange that is. Like, you know, like, but this kind of, like, lack of ability to, like, stamp an understanding or like claim to know something, like to walk a person through something. I don't think most people do that on a daily. I don't think most people are like thinking about things in that way on a daily basis for like semi-survival reasons. I think people are acting pretty instinctually a lot of the time. Like they have like reasons and like well thought out ones sometimes, but oftentimes not. Like oftentimes not. And like I don't know. It's like, but they're doing it, and they've been doing it longer than we've been thinking about it.
That the only time I see my mom go through or go against sort of the sort of basic free will talk of we just all make personal decisions is when that's kind of weird how this supernatural thing happened. I wonder if it's a message, or I'm just thinking you are really doing this is I can't talk to you. It's genuinely making me really upset because this is EXE was talking to me about this too, and I got really upset where it was his mom, and she was going, oh, she started that the fireplace was doing something weird, and then she goes, oh, it's just my dad. Oh, it's just my husband, or EXE's dad, playing a trick on us. Yeah. And then I was saying, EXE, how do you feel about that? Because that just makes me irrational. And he was saying, I said, yeah, I guess. It's actually, that fireplace has been broken ever since we lived here, since I can remember. I'm just going, wow, I would be really upset if I heard that, especially because I know what EXE's going through. You're saying that he combusted into tears, the other day going into work. Going, oh my word. And then you just have to hear that where some,
oh, that's brutal, right? That's so intense. Yeah.
And I know EXE is atheist. Fairly strong in terms of his brother who's also atheist was gonna get his kids baptized, and he was saying, why the fuck are they, why is he doing this? I'm going, yeah, that's really fucking weird. And I came up with a hypothesis I was completely wrong about, but because they were talking about Charlie Kirk. EXE just mentioned it to me, and saying, oh yeah, I was talking to my brother about Charlie Kirk. I'm going,
yeah,
okay,
oh,
interesting. But his brother actually said something really interesting.
Okay,
he made a really good critique, which was the he said to EXE, yeah, you why do you know way more about American politics than you do about UK politics? You live in the UK, you should at least have some knowledge of UK politics. I'm going, just to expand that argument out, I'm going, oh, 100%. I think there is and I was talking to you about this going to Slovakia and sort of seeing the culture just homogenizing particular English spoken media, and I'm going, whoa, this is worse. I didn't realize the world was this boring.
Dude, I know. That's why I'm kind of down with nationalist projects a little bit,
Yeah,
kind of,
same. Actually,
if it's not
I
in a
was feeling
complicated way,
that.
in a
I really
complicated
was
way.
feeling that. Yeah.
Yeah, in
It,
a complicated way.
in a
Yeah.
very roundabout. Oh, I was talking about the Croy, which is basically a god owl. It's what my that's the sort of the group that exists. Um, in the mountains, because Hora is a mountain in Slovak, but
Okay.
in this dialect, only there's some like super secret dialect that my grandparents spoke. That was their first language, and then they learned Slovak. But then my uncle knows God out. Trust me, a lot of what we're talking about is me trying to learn the Scott Owl dialect. I'm so into learning
Gotcha.
the
Okay.
Scott Owl dialect. I'm so interested about it, and that's why I was saying,
What do you
kind
mean
of
secret? What do you
read.
mean secret dialect? What is that? What
Actually,
do you mean
saying
by that?
secret dialect is that so my mum barely knows it, right? So the kids are
Right.
my grandparents' first language. My mum hardly knows, and then
Right.
my uncle is sort of, oh, this super try hard. It's like, oh yeah, I know this. I incorporate this when I'm speaking to a Polish person. I sort of go, oh, let me just pull a God out word because
Oh.
it's
Well,
a
no, no,
it
no.
it's it's a because the when they switch the her sound to a g sound, that's a
Yeah,
Polish thing
yeah.
because they call it
Gotcha.
God out over there, and that's
Okay.
it's from Polish. So it's a mix of the two languages together. Um,
Okay.
and so I I really it's really sad seeing this
The
dialect sort of die
homogenization
out.
happening. Yeah. And homogenization happening. And like
Yeah.
that's
Oh, and
and
that's
like that's
sort of, I guess it's a counterpoint to the nationalization projects. I think nationalism is the greatest killer of culture. I don't think it's really actually a propagator of culture at all. I think it's a massive killer of culture
yeah,
in terms of
that's kind of what I'm trying to say. Yeah, that's what I
mhm,
was gonna say. Yeah.
where it's, oh yeah, we just have the shared identity that we totally don't have. God owls are not in the in
Right.
like the lowlanders. They are, I mean, yeah, share a national identity but also keep your own local identity alive. And so when I saw the Croy, and I'm going, there was this one girl that had this nice modernized Croy where she sort of incorporated modern elements into, okay, it's not as cumbersome, but it's still obviously evoking that's a Croy. Oh, that was really cool. That
Right.
was super cool. And there was like modern Croy where it's sort of like business trousers, like not nice sensible belt, but then like the Croy top, and I thought, oh, that looks fucking.
Nice.
Pikno is beautiful and got out. Pekne is Slovak, so I say, oh, Pikno. Um, yeah, when I see the Croy, I'm going, oh yeah. But the sort of the preservation of that, where there's the society coming together and go, okay, yeah, this is our national sort of dress, and these are our national songs,
Yeah.
and then we're keeping them alive. I go, okay, there's some value. This is probably not in the manner I care about. To me, I like how Japan does it, where they sort of super incorporate that into their video games, where you go, okay, well, there's this place called Wu Tai, and then they kind of also just evoke samurai, but it's not really about them being samurai. Sort of they evoke these sort of superficial elements, but they sort of they're sort of being put into the game, as in, how when we draw characters, right? Oh, okay, this is a really easy one.
Sure.
How when people from pale skin countries will draw their characters pale skin, and they'll
Yeah.
have a whole world, but they're all pale skin, going, that's kind of weird. So it's an obvious bias because you are
Right.
around pale skin characters, and so you sort of you're not thinking, oh wait, there should be,
Right.
there would be multiple skin colors
There have
in a world of multiple climates. So obviously, right? And it's and when it comes to dress too, right? It's how do you make your characters dress? I think it's cool in Japan that they super lean in on, oh yeah, this is the Japanese style of dress. We're not just gonna make everyone dress according to stand whatever the fucking standard is. Sad that there is a
right.
standard, but like suit and ties or whatever, our characters can dress in so many different ways, and they're evoking a lot of the Japanese culture. And so I think a lot of people's interactions with Japanese culture is, oh, we're watching Naruto, and then we're sort of seeing, ninja. And it's like, what the fuck's a ninja? I don't know what a ninja is as a kid, but they're sort of evoking this ninja.
Yeah.
I don't even know what a ninja is historically, but they're
Yeah.
evoking this idea of ninja, and they sort of incorporate that into, okay, how are kids dressing to, you know, costume parties? You know, they're
Yeah.
evoking this like weird sense of, you know, old culture, but brought into the modern age through a different
100%.
medium. That to
100%
me
because
is cool. Yeah, go on.
yeah, no, 100% because the fucking all of the all of Naruto is just this Shinto religion. From what I understand, like it's all like the fucking like Shinto religion,
I love the old
like
stories.
and like the fucking monkey
Enma.
like Son Goku like fucking shit, like
Oh, there actually
all
is a
that
character
shit.
called Son Goku. It's funny.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah, all that shit. Like that's all
Dragon
like
Ball too, right? It's like this guy called
yeah.
Son
No,
Goku, and it's
it's
mhm.
all like that like thing. It's like from what I understand, like it's like all and then like the shinobi and Amaterasu is like a fucking
Amaterasu, the Sun
blade of
God.
the
Yeah.
exactly, yeah. And but it's also like
And it's
a
like an
thing
infinite
in
burning
Naruto.
flame. Yeah, Amaterasu is an
Yeah,
infinite burning flame that they retconned because it was way too fucking OD.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like, oh,
man.
yeah, exactly. And like, so, like, it's all like the Shinto. So yeah, you're right. It's like those old elements being like reincorporated in like a modern way. Like that is very Naruto
Mhm.
for sure. 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
and to me that's
Yeah,
cool. To me that's
that's so fucking cool.
where yeah, you're having these old it's sort of a recycling of all the old, and you put it as a Western sort of ritual that you could talk about is sort of when people go to cosplay, you know, oh, let's say D&D, right?
Yeah,
They're sort of evoking these, you know, old like knightly sort of oh, you know, I'm dressing as, you know, like some fucking knight or whatever, and I'm, you know, cosplaying
yeah,
as this knight that's playing through this thing. It's like, okay, this is practical. It's not just, okay, I'm going to an event that's meant to preserve the culture, because I'm actually super against that. I don't care about preserving the culture. I care about taking elements of the culture and then just using it for something new. It's like,
yeah.
okay, we don't need this. Korean music fucking sucks. I don't care about that. Or there's, I don't know if you know, there's this one she used to do classical music apparently. Her name's like, I think, Lindsay Sterling. I don't know if you know who she is.
Oh, I
She
love Lizzie Sterling.
Yeah, Lindsay Sterling is sick. I found out about her through Paris. There was this one game I played, or I
She's
didn't
like a
play it.
violinist, right?
Yeah, she's so sick. And it was
She's so hot.
Tales of Arise, and it's the battle theme is a violin theme, and so she's at the Game Awards doing, and this is what actually made me play the game. She's doing a show where she's just dancing all over the place while playing the violin. I'm going, whoa, that's sick.
Insane.
It's not this super conservative, okay, we're just sitting here in some like opera, where we're standing there very poised and we're wearing what do you call it, suits and ties, and then we're playing the violin. um we're yeah, we're not sitting there with like dresses on, you know, sort of like Baroque era dresses or whatever the fuck, or suits and ties, and then we're just, you know, why the fuck are we cosplaying as, you know,
Yeah.
like super barons from England back in the day? Why the fuck are we cosplaying that for all professional sort of era?
Yeah.
Because I don't
Yeah.
even know where that dress is from. Is that where it's from? Is that just England industrial age,
Yeah.
baron
It's gotta
culture?
be. It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
Um, and so we actually that's actually, fuck that part of culture. I don't want that. I don't want that to be a representation of
Yeah, the like like the cosplay like tourism kind of like, oh, well, let's be a 20s and a 30s and a like a periodized like kind
No,
of
but people don't see it like that. I'm not even talking about that in terms of people that suits and ties and doing business, right? You all over the world now. It's That's how you do it. It's just suit and tie. But that's
yeah,
you people don't
that's
realize it. But
globalized.
all you're doing is just cosplaying back in the day. But people don't even realize it. It's just, oh, this is what smart is, and oh, look, you look so smart. No, you think that this is smart because other people wear other
Yeah.
people that are in positions of power also wear this in formal situations. That's why you think it's smart. And I'm going, nah, I actually reject that. I think that's all bullshit. What I care about is fuck
I'm
that
actually going, I got
homogenization.
my own heuristics. I got my own heuristics. Like even though I do reject them, I'm like, I got my own. I got my own
Okay.
to determine that, you know.
Uh, but you know, just but TLDR, yeah, she's just playing it in her, you know, cool
Yeah.
video game dress, based off the one of the main characters, and I'm going, and she moved because I actually heard a story on Dr. Mike, that one doctor guy. He does a podcast and he was doing it with
Yeah.
her, and she was saying, oh yeah, I used to just do classical music, but I actually really liked dubstep back in the day, and that's why I just moved out and actually did general things, right? And I'm thinking this classical music thing, cool, by the way, because video game music orchestras are so sick,
So
by the
good.
way, so
So
good.
good. So
And
good.
so I care about them in that sense, but I don't care about them in terms of you're just preserving culture, and I don't care about that culture. To me, it's I like
Sure.
when people, oh, there's a African American rap song, and then people, you have these like poised people, playing violins, and I'm going, that's cool. Like, you're super
Yeah.
sick at your talent, and you've expanded your craft into a place that isn't intuitively thought to, it's
Yeah, you innovated.
yeah, exactly, and that's why I like the whole Japan thing, where it's okay. You've brought a lot of these concepts into the modern age where people wouldn't care about them,
100%.
otherwise, and that's why I think I care about. Instead of, oh, I'm walking to this event and everything is just okay. We're just playing music as it was back in the 1600s, and okay,
Yeah,
that's really
yeah.
cool for like historical accuracy in terms of okay, this is
Yeah,
how
yeah.
people lived life, but in terms of a regular event where we're just ruminating on how people used to, I don't care. That to me, bring it to the modern age, and so because when you bring it to the modern age, it just becomes more applicable to our lives. It's oh, okay, let's have a more casual, suitable way to wear the kroy, and then now we suddenly just incorporate into daily life, and now it's actually we're breathing the culture actually way more than before, instead of this isolated part that we never even really see ourselves being incorporated into. Yeah, no, that's actually cool to
Yeah.
me. So
The stereotype, because it does keep you very stereotyped to have it be something that you like go and visit and like jump back through. Like, and also like a lot of these like things are, it's like I don't know, it is kind of updated already. It's like it's usually like not themed food. Like most people aren't eating porridge or like stew
I like
at
porridge.
these events. They're eating like taco trucks and like they I think a lot of these places get pretty modernized, like in terms of like what you're saying about like, them incorporating. And I think like part of the modern thing is like we don't really know anything, even like the present or like history. So it's like I think people like the stereotypes because it seems real. Like
Mm-hmm.
it feels like a real thing that you can kind of like hold on to culturally. Like, oh, what was the 1950s? Oh, it was like in America. It's like, oh, it's this like, diner, motorcycles, like it's like milkshakes,
Women in
it's
the
like
house,
drive-ins,
apparently.
it's like
That's all I hear about
wait,
these
what?
days. I said, all I hear about is, oh, women were in the house.
Yeah, women in the house,
That's
like
all I hear, though. When you said those other things, I'm going, wait, what? That's way cooler
like
than
if you
all
look
I
at
hear
the
about.
1950s, like there's like an aesthetic though of
Hmm.
like what that is like. Man, a lot of these
Okay,
old
that's
women
so
in that.
different from what I hear people ruminating on, because I just hear it as sort of an analog to sexism. Oh yeah, we
Yeah,
can just have women in their place in the house, and wouldn't it be really cool? And I think society would be better for this. And I just don't. So I have an aversion to specifically 1950s America. When people talk about specifically, I don't see. Oh wow, motels. Okay, that's way more interesting.
yeah, and like it's mostly a fake nostalgia thing.
Oh yeah.
Like most of these things are like fake nostalgia things, but it's like I think it gives some people something to hold on to that feels real, to be
Hmm.
like attaching themselves to these stereotypes. Like,
Hmm.
like people get a lot of like love and joy out of like going to Disneyland, and I never really understood it. But it's just kind of like being in that fantasy is like I don't know, it's something about it for some people. It's tough. I don't get it, but
I never got that Disneyland thing. I thought that was just a pilgrimage people did, and that was just a normal thing. I'm going, I don't understand this, but I'm not going to say because I'm probably a dumb fuck. But then now I'm hearing other people go, oh yeah, Disney adults, and oh yeah, that Disneyland thing, I don't understand. So oh wow, wow, okay, we're in the same boat because I didn't understand it. I didn't know that was a thing.
yeah,
Um,
it's I mean like Juggy loves Disneyland, but like I don't think he would tell you that there's this like anything that's it's a very like basic level like experience. It's not
that's because
like
he's
a
on drugs the whole time. He's just on mushrooms. Oh,
yeah,
okay, I can see how that's fun now.
yeah, that kind of stuff. Exactly.
That's really
Yeah,
funny.
but I think things also get kind of condensed in memory. I think people I think people like have to mush things together in their mind, store stuff in memory. So like the 50s kind of gets merged with the 60s, is kind of merged with the 70s. Like it's all kind of merged and elastic too. So it's like when people try to
Probably because you didn't
capture
live in that
play,
era.
I think that's exactly. I think that's like part of why it's cringe to like cosplay like that era, because it's like you're just gonna create these like stereotypes that are just not like interesting
I get that same
usually.
sense
Like,
as you
it's like
do.
there was COVID movies being made during COVID. You know what I mean? It's like when people were doing like movies about COVID type like when they were doing COVID commentary during COVID, it was like it felt really cringe in the moment because it was like like what are we talking about right now? You
Wait,
know,
what do you mean COVID commentary?
like there was like I don't know, there was a type of commentary about like Zoom and like toilet paper and
Okay.
like hand sanitizer and like masks and you know, like at least in America it was like a lot of Trump stuff, a lot of like, you know, like just there was like a very it
Mail-in
felt very much
ballots,
that year and we were like so
phone
saturated in
elections.
it.
Yeah.
So it just felt like so it just felt so saturated.
Oh, that's when I
So
knew
I
I
get
was.
how in those moments you would kind of
Um.
like I get in those moments you would want to like not be tuned in to what's going on, but like
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know.
I'm actually glad I'm in a different nation than the mainstream nation, because fuck, that sounds so boring. When oh
Mainstream
yeah,
news
what we're talking
so,
about is
so boring, dude.
uh, buying you know uh, by overdosing on toilet tissue or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
That this is really
No,
boring.
that was just like a cringe. It was just a type of conversation. It was a type of like media commentary. It was like so common at the time. That was like just it felt very in the moment. And it felt like, dude, I hate this. It was like, fuck, stop talking about this. Like this sucks. Like
You know what
you know,
is
there are moments when I think you want to escape into a fantasy too. So I kind of get Disney in that sense.
you know what's weird for me about COVID is that I actually just associate more of outside than inside, because that's
Yeah,
when I
that's
started
good.
biking, and so okay,
Yeah,
you know, I
yeah.
actually I started walking at the time. I was talking to old Jumpy on the phone, where he could only walk to the end of his street because the lights would run out and it was in the dark and would just walk in the dark. Um, and then I started biking afterwards, and I couldn't believe how bad my stamina was. Just a little incline would completely destroy me. But yeah, no, I just associate it with being outside. And so when people start talking about in terms of everyone's inside, I'm going, well, I'm being outside way more than I've ever been in my life. I'm actually spending out time outside way more now, because well, the past few
Oh
years
yeah,
I've just been way more inside. In terms of video games, zombie player, um, going for world records, and then oh
yeah.
yeah, suddenly I'm starting, and that's when I started working too, and so oh, I'm just outside way more. So
Right.
completely different experience for me.
That's valid.
Um, different memories, and I'm glad I actually have different memories about that, and I'm glad it's just happens to be completely the opposite of what everyone else felt. Really
Yeah,
weird seeing
it is weird.
millionaire celebrities cry about not being able to leave the house, just because to me that's wait, I have a social excuse to stay indoors. Well, that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's super cool. There's
No,
so much to do
I was
inside.
very much okay with staying inside. It was just more the like saturation of the commentary being all the same. Like it wasn't so
Uh-huh.
much that like it was just like it was like we were having such a universal experience that all the commentary was about, but it was just so boring to be in that moment where
Mm.
like that was everyone could only say the same like two things about like anything. It was really frustrating.
I wonder if everyone had the same experience. I bet some people had the craziest
Oh,
young in
definitely.
experience.
No, no, for sure. I mean, there's definitely outliers, but it was such a common experience to be like, for a lot of people to just be like, shut up in COVID, you know, like shut up in COVID. So
I wonder, maybe I'm wrong. I bet that probably is more deviation on that. Probably not though, because
oh,
just internet is a massive homogenization
definitely more
of,
deviation.
and
There's
then
definitely more deviation than what people reported to. Obviously, people would want to report like good behavior versus bad behavior or whatever.
mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I don't know if you saw. Did you see the clip I sent you, by the way?
No, I did not. The
That's the
memoir.
handicap I started off with.
Let's see.
The feeling I
Oh, I
associated
saw
with
the previous one.
woman was for a long time that of innate
Let's see.
unreliability. Father, on the other hand, meant reliability and powerlessness. That is the handicap I started off with. Later, these early impressions were revised. I have trusted men friends and been disappointed by them, and I have mistrusted women and was not disappointed.
Huh.
When I first heard that, I already had the instinctive, it's really unfortunate that, yeah. Before he said he had to revise it, I was going, oh, of course, just he was born in the late 1800s.
Yeah.
I totally, I totally understand that. But when he said, "Oh, it's actually something that I had to revise," I'm going, "Wait, there's character development. That's so awesome. I love that." Um, there's some
that
stuff you might find
that's
interesting about that because he talks about shop. I think you sent me some. It's
Schopenhauer.
really, yeah, Schopenhauer.
Yes.
You sent me some like
Yes.
sexist thing that he said, and
It's really funny.
yeah, he talks
I love him though.
he talks about Schopenhauer. He was talking about his foray into he was just talking about in his life. So one of the sections was his foray into different philosophy, and he had really damning things to say about Nietzsche. Really didn't like that guy, or at least not really didn't
Yeah.
like, but at least at the time he was very deeply suspicious of Nietzsche. And one of the ways he articulated that was the only people I really knew who not like he didn't say liked, but in terms of like incorporated or was saying they were like a super super into Nietzsche were two homosexuals, and one killed themselves and the other one was fucking weirdo or something. I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was
It's
just
so funny. It's
wow.
so
Okay,
based. It's really funny.
that's crazy. Yeah, I have to remember that. Yeah, this is the actually I don't know when he wrote this book. I'm actually curious now. Hold on. Um,
I
Called the
think wasn't
Stuff.
Young. There was some like thing about Young being gay or bi or something.
Oh, is that? Oh, I didn't know that.
I
He
think there
died
was
in
something about.
61.
There's something about that. But I think probably fake shit. But like that's so funny though.
That's the
All
most.
I knew they were
There's some.
into were two faggots. One killed themselves. That's such a funny way to justify it.
When you
Not like
read Schopenhauer, do you get a little bit disappointed when you see some of the super aggressive thoughts? Because
no, well, I mean, yeah, but like also no, like that just makes sense for them to believe that kind of stuff at some level. Like also like um it's like just the social roles people were put into, like what would be the type of man they would see and what would be the kind of woman they would see. And like,
mm,
like a very strongly willed individual seeing a very meek, you know, um, like repressed, caged person is not going to have a lot of respect for them necessarily. So it's like it kind of
mm,
makes sense. And um it it's it's just also like that are not going to be like that's not why I'm going to that. So it doesn't matter on some level. Like but it's not going to go away completely. So it's definitely going to be there
mm,
in the back of my mind on it. It's not going to go
mm.
away completely. Like it taints them a little bit. I'm
I
not
think
trusting them
some
as much when they like report some sort of like for example, in ways you wouldn't like expect. Like there was this one guy Bertrand like so in Bertrand
Bertrand
Russell, I
Russell.
was reading
Yeah.
this yeah. So dude, like there he like records in his own diary like that he like threatened to rape this woman on vacation like
Hmm.
several times. And that
That's
he's
awesome.
like he was talks about like as like a strategy he employed. Like he like tried the like rape threat. Like like
That's
crazy and like crazy and like and he's like so like or like at like Oxford's like philosophy department like they had like a rule
mm,
where there would either have to be another woman present or like they would just and at a certain point they just ended up having if you wanted to come and teach at the like the if you wanted the female students from the local female only school to be at your lectures or like to like meet with them. You have to do it on our campus because so many male lecturers were molesting the female like students when they came to Oxford to do a philosophy seminar. so many of them
What?
were like immediately molesting the women that they had to then make it so that like you had to go to the female college campus if you wanted to meet with these male professors. So guys fucking rapey, guys be rapey. And like I just feel like that's also something also out there. So I don't know. It's not unbelievable.
Okay. But for me, that, I mean, I expect it, so I've already managed my expectations, but there is someone that's about, super thinking about everything, about individuation. When I hear, I mean, I actually don't know if he's expressed anything that's, because that was an implication where, oh, the only people I knew were homosexuals. I get the implication. At least I feel like I get that implication. But
Yeah.
also, he's also writing this in a particular tense to what he was thinking at the time. And sometimes when he's wrestling in faith, he sometimes like fast forwards into the future in terms of reveals sort of what he believes now. Because my understanding is that he's not exactly super religious. But then religion is just super complicated. I can't quite wrap my head around it just because I'm an atheist and I don't know I don't know how intellectual religious people grapple with their religion. The most I've talked to is my mom or Dank, in depth about religion, and Dank is sort of just working his way backwards. Like, yeah, I'm religious now. I'm reading the Bible, and this is really cool. And I'm going, what the fuck? And my mom is sort of, oh, I don't even remember what this book says, but God, by the way, yeah, never going to church too. Really fucking strange. Yeah, that's my. But Carl Jung is super. Oh wow, there is a way deeper. He's fully writing about it. And I was actually zoning out when he started talking about religion. I'm going, oh, hopefully end this soon. But then I actually found it way more interesting as he got deeper into it in terms of just because I saw myself a lot in him in terms of, I mean, not the religion part, but in terms of just the way he's working into it and sort of talking about how the further he goes into religion, just the more insane this is, where he's just not finding the answers. I'm going, yeah, that's probably what you expect. I open one door and there's about 5 more doors behind it. He's just sort of calling it a fruitless pursuit, and
I agree.
And he incorporates it into his family relationships, because his dad, he suspects, had troubles with faith but couldn't articulate it. And you also saw social conventions putting Carl Jung back from expressing his views on religion, which probably would have seen as fairly blasphemous because he had so many different questions about religion that other people than other people who would just, oh yeah, I'm just so certain of this, it just is what it is. And he would sort of feel out by asking people questions and then them not having, he would say that his father would get really defensive when he would pry too far. And then it's and so he deeply suspected that or he suspected that deep inside his father that he had troubles with his faith, and that's why he would get really defensive really quickly when he would inquire about the religion. It made it uncomfortable for him to talk about. I think there were more reasons as to why he thought that, but his father is dead now. I mean, obviously, but I mean, now in the part of the book I am in.
Right. You are not in general, way dead. Yeah, way dead.
Super dead, yeah.
No, but that makes total sense because it's like you're like, oh, like I can't even defend when someone's asking me. Like you just get like sputtery. You don't ask questions like that. Like it's like more like what you're telling yourself inwardly. You're like projecting outwards because you're like because you can't like confront your own lack of faith, right?
Yeah.
It's like that's so interesting to me.
I wasn't expecting to read a memoir. I just wanted to know his like, oh, how did he, what are his beliefs? But now I'm reading a memoir because I just jumped in. Oh, there's 14 hours, there's a lot of content. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, he actually does a critique on Schopenhauer, at least from his child perspective. I think he was saying something in terms of the way he described Schopenhauer's beliefs were, I think he was saying he resonated with Schopenhauer specifically. He singled Schopenhauer out as resonating because he was talking about in terms of the way he saw the world. I think it was particular in terms of what was it? I think it was I don't even want to get this wrong. It was to describe it sort of. What'd you say?
Night Stealth pisses me off. Sorry, go ahead.
With that stuff, is it what getting things wrong?
Oh no, Night Stealth pisses me off. He fucking papped the T gun for no reason. Like
Night Stealth? What the fuck is Night Stealth?
He's like a zombies player. He's like a TikTok player. He's like a fine guy, but he's like he's not thinking fully through. So he has like 12 shots left in the T gun, and he's on Ascension, and he's gonna have to camp another round. He's gonna have to camp around 25. So, but instead, he's packing the T gun, wasting those shots, and then maybe killing with the ray gun.
Strange. Very strange.
So, don't like that. Anyway,
sorry. Yeah, I think it was he was specifically drawn to him in terms of his view of the world. I think he was saying that the other philosophers that he read,
they're pussies, dude.
It was in terms of like goodness of the world, in terms of the way Schopenhauer saw the world, he didn't
he doesn't sugarcoat it. He doesn't see it as innately good at all, or having it at all.
And he was drawn to that as opposed to I guess other philosophers. I think he mentioned some names, obviously Nietzsche. His critique of Nietzsche was that I think he thought that he didn't fully understand who he was, and so when he saw I have to build this up a little bit more. So basically he starts talking about personality 1 and personality 2, where he has a personality 2. He talks about his mom's personality 2, and he will say, she said that in her personality 2 voice. Going, okay.
The shadow self?
I don't even know yet. Because it sort of just crept in where he sort of describes how I think it started with his mom, where there's just a different aspect of her, and it is sort of a shadow self in terms of these selves sort of, at least with his mom, they're not really in tune with the same things, just not in terms of the things that they respond to. It's just like a massive change, and because it's sort of like written as in what he was thinking at the time. It's sort of like a memoirs of his life. He's not sort of incorporating his I don't think he's incorporating his modern thoughts into or at least as excessively as this is what happened to me as a kid and this is what I think about it. It's sort of, it feels way more of a story going on, and then he'll sort of call back an event that's relevant at the time, and then talk about it. Not that he doesn't sort of talk in the active voice rather than the not active voice, but like the present voice. It's one of this personality 1 and 2 stuff, and he was saying that
so interesting. That shit's so okay. Yeah, sorry, keep going.
And he was saying he was talking about Faust, and he was saying that his that Nietzsche sort of had he was talking about thus spoke Zarathustra. I don't know how to say it. He said he read that, and it felt as though Zarathustra was I think he was saying that he thought that Zarathustra was Nietzsche's inner Faust, that he didn't the reason why I don't know what happened to Nietzsche, but it's sort of implying that something bad happened to him because of his sort of his ruminations, where he and I actually have to look this up now that I'm actually really interested in Nietzsche, where his inner where he's sort of talking about the world, but he didn't fully understand himself. He was sort of critiquing. He didn't fully understand himself, and so when he had all these ponderances and ruminations, he couldn't deal with it. That's what he was saying. Right. That was a sort of critique of Nietzsche. But I don't understand Nietzsche enough to know what the fuck is he talking about? Because I think he was sort of critiquing that his specific ponderances was, I think, the little I know of Nietzsche was that he was sort of the God is dead guy. He was the you have to we're finding our own what do you call it? Finding our own sort of values.
Way of in the world. Yeah, now that God is dead, now that there's like not that official body of reason, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm actually way more interested now why Carl Jung thought that way. He didn't fully understand his thoughts because I don't know what happened to Nietzsche. Do you know what happened to Nietzsche in terms of did he actually go insane or something? Because this is sort of what's being implied.
I mean, I definitely I think that there's something like that. I honestly don't know. Like off the top of my head, I think there's something about him dying from like syphilis or something that I remember, but don't know how real that is. There's all those weird myths that were clearly spread. Like when you learn about some figure from the past, and it's like half it's like like myths from people that were clearly their enemies.
Yeah.
Just outlived them. Anyway.
Fuck, do I spell this guy's name? I typed in Nietzsche, and then it's just it was like a 4-letter name, like the way I tried to spell it, and it's so long, and it's like, wait, that just says Nietzsche? Oh, Jesus Christ! Wait, hold on, Nietzsche. How did Nietzsche die? Or he got syphilis, apparently.
Apparently got syphilis, something like that.
Oh, hold on, maybe it's what happened to Nietzsche. Because he sort of implied something happened to Nietzsche. I'm just wondering.
I think he like got syphilis or something. I think his like brain swelled.
No, in terms of something, the guy, not in terms of dying, but in terms of something happened to him.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I just get a Reddit post. Nietzsche's insanity. What the fuck is this? No, I don't want to. I can't be asked to read upon it, but yeah, what is that? Because you know about Schopenhauer. What was he talking about in terms of Schopenhauer's view of the view on the world and not being, sort of accepting the inherent good of the world or whatever?
Oh yeah. So his was the complete opposite. Was that it was just like it was pretty close to like a Buddhist view, which is that like living in existence is pain, like it's all pain on some level, and he kind of I don't know. There's kind of a pleasure he got, like a humor, I think, in being cynical in the way that he is. That's kind of the main point to take away from it is that like the point of recognizing these things is to find is to deal with them. Like the only way reason to recognize that with them is to deal with them. So like that's just like the main thing I took from it. But yeah, it's very cynical. It's very much that the world is like kind of cruel and indifferent, but not in like you're obviously a part of the world connected to it, but it's not going to kind of correspond to your values of it. It's very much indifferent to that. It's very much has its own sense of what's going to happen, and you really are powerless in it. And being powerless is just kind of the life experience. Being kind of hurt and powerless is kind of the experience of living, kind of. And I think there's something very true about that. That it's tough to get around. That is a lot of people's experience. It's just
it
being
just sounds
hurt.
like the atheist mind, or at least the way you put it, just sounds like the atheist worldview, or at least my atheist worldview in terms of there's just the world that exists, and that's it. It doesn't really care about you.
Yeah, it doesn't. No, it's very much.
It's
But like
oddly
at the same
modern.
time, it's like yeah, it's like but like living in that you're in there,
Yeah.
So like when you're describing that, it's like yeah, that's you in there too, and it's like okay, shit, like how do you deal with it? And like yeah, you have to like make fun of it and I don't know, try to adapt to it. But yeah, it's I do not, to be honest with you, definitely look at Schopenhauer's stuff. Look at lectures of people talking about it. Anything. I am stoned off. I am not a person to be giving any sort of like authoritative like description of anyone's philosophy. So definitely look at his stuff because it sounds like it very much interests you. And like yeah, when I read it and when I learned about it, which I did, and I promise you I did, I took a lot from it at the time, especially. It was meaningful. There's a lot of work on cynicism and like what that is like as an insult that I think is interesting too. Like he has a lot of kind of teardowns of optimism that I really enjoyed.
Okay.
So because I think that idea that one should be optimistic towards anything is crazy. I kind of realized it's like this is like a very gamer thought, but it's like Optimus pre-order, you know,
Optimus pre-order.
like Optimus pre-order, dude. Fuck pre-ordering. Fuck Optimus.
I thought. Wait, what's the first word you said?
Optimists.
Oh,
pre-order.
Optimists pre-order. Oh, pre-ordering is one of the
Fuck pre-ordering. Fuck optimism. Show me what you want me to pay.
Wait, yo, you know what's funny? You know what? So I only pre-ordered once and then never again, and it was when I got BO3 on Steam, with all the with the DLCs and everything, and my friend also pre-ordered it, and then he got a free key for all the DLCs. Oh my word! I was thinking, what? I did it in advance, and then I lost my negotiating rights.
Wow, I'm pissed at that, dude. I'm like, fuck that.
Yes.
Yeah, fuck optimism, dude. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying don't be a fucking optimist sheep, okay? I'm kind of saying that, but I'm also not saying that. Like, it's being like aware of a sanguinist.
Yeah, because it's being optimistic when it doesn't call you to be optimistic. Why? How does the modern gaming atmosphere in terms of AAA, how does that inspire confidence in you to pre-order in the product? It's completely zero. You're just being a sanguinist. You know, it's not even optimism. It's just pure sanguine. So
it's just being realistic. It's being absolutely realistic. And like that's what I would also say is that a lot of the critique of pessimism is a critique of being honest and being like honest too quickly. Like a lot of what I've realized about my politics or just people whose politics that I like have seen historically is like they're often just right a little bit too quick for powers that be or whatever to be able to feel like they can take advantage of it or whatever. Like, so like a lot of stuff gets ignored because it's too early to look at it. And you know, it's just crazy, especially watching a lot of the Black Ops 7 like coverage by YouTubers. Like they're starting to say stuff that we've been saying since like 2017.
Oh, well,
you know, we've been
saying?
saying since 2019. We as in, you know, you as it's 2019. Like just like the fact of how this franchise is going, what the kind of goals are of the franchise. They're like starting to think that, like, you know, Tim Hanson's like starting to think that they don't have a direction that they're trying to take the story. You know, like
really?
it's like Black Ops 7, right? Like damn, dude. Like, but he's saying in a good way though. He's saying that he's not pre-ordering it. He's saying,
character development.
I know. He's saying no pre-ordering, and he's saying he might not even get it. Like, so pretty big moment in the zombie, you know. So for these guys, this is heating up for them, right? But
that's funny. My critique of the Black Ops franchise is my same critique of football, where it's where's the continuity? It's just the same name, but now you've got, you know, a bunch of devs that are completely different. The vision is completely different, but they have the same name because the sort of Activision owns it, and so they can publish it as the same name. But it's not the same game. And we need to stop pretending that it is, and you are just obsessed with the name and superficial metrics of, you know, it's like, oh, that's an M14. Yeah, that's an M14, but it doesn't function like the M14 doesn't move. My character doesn't move like.
Oh my god! Dude, this is so crazy. Literally, no. But they're talking about this as if this is a huge that they're talking about the return of this thing called cursed mode as if it's this major big deal. This huge, you're gonna be blown away. Let me find it. Yeah. Find it. He is in a Mr. Awful's video. It is the oh, awesome. Here's where it is. So this is yeah, so it's the first one of this. So it's the first one of this.
Okay, you want to show it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is one of the big exciting things. And Tim Hans is like, I don't know, man. It's like I can't even get that excited about this. It's like so funny to listen to, dude. Like, because I'm telling you, like, you know, in 2018, I was writing to myself, I'm like, it just seems like they're like just extending already existing things, but with extra steps. Like, boom, here you go.
What's this pyramid? Okay, nice. This Grom facility. Wait, is this this is the multiplayer map?
No, this is zombies. This is Ascension. Ascension is one of the transit stops in Ashes.
What? Ashes? What's Ashes?
Ashes is the larger map.
Changes in Black Ops 7 Zombies, combining all of the information that we've learned so far, so that you've got a one.
I thought it was the multiplayer map. There's a multiplayer map that looks vaguely similar to this.
Here are the 50 biggest changes in Black Ops 7 Zombies, combining all of the information that we've learned so far, so that you've got a one-stop shop for everything you need to know. We're going to be rapid fire going through a bunch of information in this video, so make sure you've hit that subscribe
It's just the
button.
first one.
Let's get started. Number one, let's talk about
He is so good.
standard mode with a main quest and lots of side quests available day one, but there's other stuff available day one too. The one you've probably seen most.
It's when zombies got women, it just got bad.
That's when they go downhill.
Yeah. Also, look at the Pack-a-Punch machine. Jesus.
Oh my God.
Look at the jug machine. Do you see that?
Recycled. All recycled. It's like even visually recycled.
It's weird seeing it as a person that interacts with the actual pure game. It's, oh wow. That's you guys are living in nostalgia seeing Pack-a-Punch sort of, oh, it's just the old Pack-a-Punch machine, but now it's like weird. Wow, it's strange.
Like, so far is survival, and the launch survival map is farm. The survival map does not have side quests on it, but it does have all the stuff that you're going to need to survive. So
sorry, what did I say?
Yeah, farm.
No. Side quests? What the fuck is he talking about? I actually don't know what this guy's talking about.
You're going to have a pack punch, you're going to get a one fizz machine, and this is going to be available to play in the beta as well. More on that later. There will be multiple survival
beta. I like how they call it a beta. It's just completely misusing the term beta. It's
You'll
like,
get to use you'll get to be a beta tester for Black Ops 1 on farm.
Yeah.
through the year, and the initial ones are going to be based on Ashes of the Damned POIs, which will make sense in a moment, but later in the year we'll be getting different survival maps that are not related to Ashes as well. So that's survival mode. There's also a new mode called Cursed, and this is a really exciting one because it's more like classic.
Really exciting.
By completing...
What? Huh?
Because it's more like classic zombies.
More like classic zombies. It's unlocked by completing specific criteria, which seems to be completing the main quest in the standard mode. That appears to be what's going to unlock Cursed for you. And in Cursed, it's going to focus on legacy mechanics. So no loadouts. You're going to spawn in with a starting pistol, and that's...
What the
Whoa! You're giving it to us back. Oh, look at that face. You see that face? You see... Oh, guys! Oh, you want to buy this product, don't you? Look at that face. Look at that fucking face that he's making right there. Isn't that pathetic? That face he's making there. I'm telling us that we're going to get... He's about to tell us this. He's about to tell us we're going to get the BO3 points mechanic system back. He's about to tell us this with a straight face.
Please.
Say it. No, what?
No, minimap. There's going to be the Black Ops 3 zombies point system, and inside it...
What the fuck is happening?
He's saying that as a positive. And remember, he prefaces saying this is the really exciting thing that's coming. This is at the start
this is a
of the 50.
Log, by the way.
A mode you have to unlock by playing the normal mode. Did you see them driving around in the Wonder vehicle?
Yeah,
did you see that?
Crazy, yeah. I don't have any indignation for this.
I know, it's so funny. It's so funny, right? It's like, to me, it's really funny. I'm just having a fun time with it, honestly.
Also, the lack of visual coherence of the BL3 was actually crazy. Or probably off the BL4.
Crazy. It's schizophrenic, dude. It's literally like, it's crazy.
Let's just put a bunch of random things together, and then it's sort of like a nostalgia fest.
Confirmed really as of right now, whether or not the main quest...
What the fuck is this? It's just rev all over again with like floating... It's like
Nazi
like zombies that look like this.
So there's like a fog that approaches, which means you have to go from place to place, I think. And then inside that fog, there's like different like gremlins and things like, and that like those are the zombies kind of in the fog approaching. Yeah, there's like denizens. There's like monkey denizen combos basically. Like, yeah, it literally looks like the monkey.
Can we flip
like
bugs,
the monkey?
Or is it just a monkey?
There is perks. There are perk bottles. There are perk bottles dropped.
Style things that you can do to unlock these things called...
Actually, I hate those perk bottle drops. Fuck those. Because after BO1, they just never did them right.
Relics. These relics can then be used in subsequent cursed matches to add modifiers to the match. So, for example, one relic removes the ammo crates, so you have to buy ammo off the wall, just like you did in old zombies.
No.
No. So he's describing a map where to get the game we want back, we have to play the most amount of BO7. Do you see this? This is what he's describing. He's describing a situation where we have to get relics, and to get a relic, we have to play a certain challenge style. And then we get to not have ammo crates. Permanent max ammos forever. We get to have that not be on the map anymore. Isn't that so sick? We get to have that not be on the map anymore.
This is awesome, by the way. I really appreciate this.
Another relic will instill a 4 perk limit, so you can no longer just buy every single perk from Wonder Fizz and call it a day. The more of these that you enable in cursed mode, the
Hold on.
every single perk from Wonder
Another
Fizz and call it a
relic.
day. The more of these that you can no longer just buy every single perk from Wonder Fizz and call
Wow, okay, that's an improvement from BO2. Yeah, to be fair, it's actually classic.
I know they're bringing it back, dude. They're bringing it
Whoa.
back.
This is how the game should have always been. That's kind of crazy.
Dude, look at his face. You see his face?
Enable in cursed mode, the more benefits that you're going to get. It's going to increase your power level, and you're going to unlock new tiers of cursed mode as well. So you might be thinking, this sounds really
Whoa!
What the fuck is this? New tiers of cast mode? This is not classic zombies. This is new tiers of classic zombies. And Doritos red with, red monsters instead of zombies. What the fuck is this now?
Awesome, but where do I play it? What map am I playing it on? And so we need to talk about Ashes of the Damned. Ashes is the main launch map for Black.
Do you notice how the names have just gone so uncreative now? It's the Ashes of the Damned, Night of the Undead.
It's so funny, dude. Night of the Lost, Voyage of the Destructed Souls of the Damned. It's like just a giant run on
it was 9. It's like, okay, that's cool. 9.
That was
I like Varrocked, which is just crazy. That's awesome. It's an asylum.
Yeah, that is
good. Awesome.
Oh, that's good. I mean, yeah, I guess when we're used to German names being enough, and the names for the German maps were just like night and like crazy and like factory.
Factory, yeah, not too factory. The factory, that's awesome. No, to me, that's
or like in the theater. Awesome. Like, yeah, okay, it just needs to be all in German, I think is what we discovered. I think it all needs to be in German. If the Ashes of the Damned, if you just made that German, I think it'd be better.
Oh yeah, it looks super sophisticated. The Eisendrache, what the fuck does that mean?
That exactly. The castle of something. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, I should absolutely have no idea.
A dragon of castle.
Yeah, I like it.
It's Ashes as the main standard map, and then you've got the farm POI, which is
it's sort of when you're a kid and you're sort of forced to write something poetic, and that's what you come up with, or what's your poem called? Yeah, Night of the Dead. Whoa, so poetic. It's just it's just the most jejune piece of work ever. That doesn't, at best rhymes. That's it. It's really yeah, it's basically what it is. Yeah.
Point of interest from within Ashes. So that's like a little fenced off area of Ashes, similar to how we had survival maps in Black Ops 2 Zombies. The Ashes map is transit inspired.
I hate how he talks like a fucking fanatic. He just talks like an absolute
lying. He's lying, dude. That's why I love making fun of him, because he's definitely the most aware of the lies that he's doing, I think. So it's like I feel like the most justified, because like a lot of the people are like Greg.
Oh yeah, Greg is.
And you feel bad. You're just like, dude, I'm sorry. I wish it was good. You're like, I'm with you, Greg. Like, not waffles, dude. He's trying to make me think he's a fan. He hasn't fucking played zombies. Like, come on.
So he has a sense of. I'm sorry, I learned this word. It's really hard to say. I want to see if you can say this.
Rhea.
What the fuck?
It's like that's like
prestidigitation. I don't know how to say this.
Oh no way am I. Prestidigitization. Fuck, I can't.
It's just
fuck that is tough.
It's a really tough word, yeah. But it means somebody that's where is it?
Prestidigitation.
Skillful and deceptive action. That's what it is. Prestidigitation. Skillful and deceptive action.
He's doing a lot of prestidigitation for sure. Like he's doing a lot of prestidigitation. Yeah.
What a fucking.
He actually is now.
Yeah.
He actually is, dude. Like
sleight of hand. Here we go.
Doing so much of that, dude. Actually, like he has a whole video about how like the problem in Treyarch, and it's like, who's he making fucking videos for? Like, who is he making these videos for? Let me find it.
Making it for me, obviously. All new features summarized. How did they even know? I guess they released the video. Treyarch.
It's got 6 main points of interest, and these are the Janus Towers Plaza, where you spawn in, and that's going to be.
You notice how all zombies is just recycled now? Isn't it? I mean,
it's all
obviously, but it's just the same maps too.
Dude, he has a word for it that's like up. It's like kept forward. He has like a term for it when like when something stays that like was the case from a previous game. He has this word for it that is kept forward. It's like, isn't that kind of weird though to have like a word for it? Like he's like, yeah, these perks were kept forward.
Oh, is it actually just kept forward? I thought you were thinking of the word. Okay.
No. Like they were kept, like they were not like it's not a reused asset. It was like kept forward.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Or carrying forward. Yeah.
Forward.
Yeah, carrying forward. Look. Oh wait, no.
Quite reminiscent of Reckoning if you've played that map, the final DLC map for Black Ops 6 Zombies. Then Van Dorn Farm, which is the farm map that I've been referring.
Okay, here we go. Minor arguments to choose from. So they're bringing the free forward from Black Ops 6 and they're adding one new. Will carry forward from BL6. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's talking about the he's talking about the these like augments and how they're not going to have all of them there that were from BO6. So he has to have a way of describing the fact that they're leaving some out to drip feed some back in a way that doesn't sound like psycho. So it's like, so they're only going to carry forward 3. It's, you know, like to me, there's something so crazy about that. Just like he's saying these things.
Who are they? So these are just the regular characters. I'm guessing Taco's on the left, Nikolai, Richtofen.
Yeah.
In this video, Blackwater Lake,
they're back
Ashwood,
now.
Exit 115, which is the diner, and Zarya Cosmodrome, which is Ascension. Now, between all of these POIs,
so how is a diner and a Cosmodrome just on the same map?
Yeah, the same scale too.
You have foggy areas where the rules change slightly. So when you're in a normal POI area, it's round-based as you'd expect. You have a certain number of zombies, you kill them all, the round changes. But when you're in the fog, it's a bit different. You're basically going to, by the sounds of things, have infinite super sprinters coming at you. You're going to have those denizen-looking things, which are a new enemy type we'll talk about in a little bit. Those are going to be attacking you as well.
No, those are not denizens. Stop reusing a name that exists for a previous mob onto a new mob. They're not denizens. Come on now.
And it's generally going to feel significantly more difficult to survive, and so you're not going to want to spend as well. And it's generally going to feel significantly more difficult to survive, and so you're not going to want to spend a huge amount of time there. But there is stuff hidden in the fog, as we can see in the main trailer. Now, the way that you're supposed to move through the fog is by using a new 5th player that there is in this map, except it's not actually a player, it's a vehicle that talks to you, so it's halfway to a player maybe, and it's called Old Tessie. The very first thing that you do is you grab Ted's head when you spawn in, and you plug that into Tessie, and that's going to bring Tessie to life, and then you upgrade Tessie several times, so you can do things like add abomination heads to the front of Tessie to fire out laser beams, you can build a DG2 onto the back of Tessie, so you can fire out arcing bolts of lightning at the enemies as you move through the fog, and the coolest part of it, in my opinion, is that you can plug a jet into the back of Tessie, which not only gives her a jet boost, but it also works as a pack-a-punch, so you have a mobile pack-a-punch that you can use anywhere that you bring Tessie to, and it's just
I like how there's none of that.
This
cool.
face right now.
You don't even have to wait for it; it's just instant. I'm not super against that, but it's
no matter what. Now, Tessie isn't the only way to get around.
Does he see like a cloud though? Like a still? Like a cloud? Like that's what I'm getting right now.
Wait, what'd you say?
I'm getting like major loser clown vibes right now, like from him in terms of like having to like say this stuff and like, in my opinion, the coolest thing about this whole thing about the Wonder Vehicle is that you can have a mobile pack-a-punch where you can take it anywhere. Yeah, the coolest thing about pack-a-punch has always been the ability to easily access it with no risk whatsoever. That's like the coolest part of pack-a-punch.
Cool, yeah.
When you can just get it whenever with you anytime you want and there's no risk. That's my favorite part about pack-a-punch always.
Not the
what are you
talking up to spawn and get
the
like
worst
7
pack-a-punch
dog spawns.
The worst pack-a-punch is Kino, easily. Or like the 5. These are the worst pack-a-punches. These are like the like, what is he talking about? Like, he's crazy.
Yeah.
To jump to the left or to the right. Each one has 2 different paths that you can take, and that will bounce you either clockwise or anti-clockwise around the kind of loop of Ashes of the Damned. But let's say you don't take that fast travel, and you decide to ride Tessie. What are the sort of things that you might come across while you're riding in the fog? Well, I mentioned there's new enemy types, right? So we have the Ravagers in this, which are denizen-like, bio-like creatures, if you've read the Call of Duty Zombies comics and you remember the bio.
How are these Call of Duty comics, if you've read... I like how that was just a genuine statement that you said, if you have...
Yeah, that's the eyebrow of a man who's asking if you've read the Call of Duty comics.
Yeah, have you? Have you? Oh, I need to take a screenshot of this. Fucking... Have you read the COD comics? Fucking idiot. Jesus.
And these will attack the truck, they will try to disable it, they'll just cause you a general nuisance, and they will also consume salvage and other drops that you leave lying on the floor. So if you've got a bunch of loot just left behind, those Ravagers are going to make off with that loot before you can grab it if you leave it too long. So there's no...
I like how he just restated it in an if statement. They can take your loot.
Yeah.
If you leave your loot behind, they can take it. They will take it. Like, nice. So cool.
Like, dude, that's such a cool feature. Yeah, So these are bear bee tubers. These.
And this bear can do a charge attack where it charges into the truck and deals high damage to it. And it also has a ranged attack which is related to zombies, literal bees that are infesting kind of honeycomb, beehive-y looking structures on the bear itself. And those bees obviously will not be something that you want to get stung by. Thankfully, there are new ways to take down zombies in Ashes of the Dam. Specifically, there's a wonder weapon, which is a new custom wonder weapon. It's not a remaster of a remaster of a remaster of the jet gun. It's the necrofluid gauntlet. We've never seen this before. This thing is melee focused because
haven't we? Isn't this like a 9 weapon?
there are some new quality of life melee changes in Black Ops 7 that we'll talk about later, but it also does have a ranged attack where you can fire spikes out, and then you can do another attack to pull those spikes back through the zombies, hitting them on the way there and the way back, and you can use that as a way to retrieve items as well. So if there's a power-up that's far away from you that you want to retrieve, fire out those spikes, fire them back towards you, and you'll be able to grab that item and bring it in. It also
Yes, it's alright. It's not that bad.
it's said to have vampiric tendencies. Now, does that mean that it heals the player, or does that mean it like sucking your blood?
Also means
I'm gonna leave that onto your imagination.
You're gonna do RCXD spam with the fucking table. That's like every strat just ends up being that you go by a table. Like literally, I checked in on it a couple like weeks ago with Orbic, and we were looking at the strats, and then like the record strats for like all these maps in BO6 are you get the RCXD and you blow it up, and you get the RCXD and you blow it up.
Really? Oh my.
Yeah.
Things like new traps. So, for example, we've seen the sword blade trap. It's like a little monkey looking baby, and this thing's going to send out a bunch of sword blades around it and kill the zombies that are nearby. So, what else do we have at our disposal to take out some of these threats? Well, there is one new perk in Black Ops 7. So, the way the perks are going to work is all the perks from Black Ops 6 are back. That's nearly a dozen perks that are just being repurposed and brought back for Black Ops 7. And then there's this one.
I love how he restates it. So all the perks are back. So that's a dozen perks being repurposed and brought back.
Dude, that's the 30-minute mark, dude. How else does he get into the 30? He's got to say everything twice.
Blue wisp that is going to float around your gun, and then when it's off cooldown and it's ready to be used, it's going to fire out, and a little demon is going to start attacking the given target that it's found. Once it's killed off zombies or it's done damage.
You notice that? Why the fuck is that perk?
It's then going to go on to cooldown, and you're going to need to wait a little bit for it to come back, and then the wisp will fire out again and keep doing that. Now, it does have round end protection, so the wisp is not going to kill the last zombie in a round and frustrate you by flicking around when you don't want that to happen. So that's good news.
Wait, wouldn't that be the cool thing about having the perk? Is that it actually inhibits you, so you shouldn't get it? Because it seems quite strong. I like that about Vulture Raid, where it's just, wow, I would never want this perk ever, because it's just such a stupid idea for a perk. Okay, good.
But this isn't an entirely new perk. It's very reminiscent of something that you might remember from Black Ops 4 Zombies. Yeah, related to a little friendly dog we remember called Luna. So that's the new perk. There's also one new ammo mod in Black Ops 4. Again, it's not new. It's something we've seen in the past, and it just brought it back. So it's fireworks.
Luna, everyone knows about it.
Cause a little fireworks explosion. It's now a little bit larger than it used to be back in the day. There's a little bit more to the explosion. There's a little bit more colorful, I would say, but it's going to feel more or less like fireworks. Now, I would say that all the other Black Ops 6 ammo mods are returning in Black Ops 7, but technically that's not true. We're actually getting drip-fed some of the old ammo mods once again in this game, unfortunately.
Okay.
So Lightmend and Shadowblast are not going to be present.
Knowing that this... So, wait, I didn't fucking timestamp.
Equals something.
Okay. But so this is before he's talking about the playability issue with zombies, and he's talking about one of the issues is that if you have access to kind of if you've ever played the game, you know things about the game that makes it so you can't speculate about the game with fans. Like part of his job, he sees himself is that he needs to be getting the fans excited during the hype cycle before, and he says this stuff in front of a whiteboard, that he needs to get fans excited to like buy the game. And so yeah, like this is him talking about this.
Gripe with all of this lies. But I need
and like the problems that emerge when...
Okay, so let's say in the new teaser today, there isn't anything that I need to specifically ask Activision about from the Q&A session. Like, let's say that's just a non-issue. And let's just take this teaser actually at face value. What do we see in it? Well, it looks like it could be a buildables bench, right? Hypothetically, from Black Ops 2. Could be a buildables bench. Could be somewhere where you go to hotwire your car, right? Who knows? Maybe it's somewhere where you jumpstart the new Wonder Vehicle and then you drive off into the sunset. Maybe it's something else entirely.
I thought he was joking. He said Wonder Vehicle originally.
I might know the answer to that, but I might just not be able to tell you, right? Because I've played Black Ops 7 Zombies. See, there's that line again. I've played it, but I'm not allowed to tell you if I've seen a buildables bench. I'm also not allowed to tell you if I've not seen any buildables benches. Like, maybe I was looking for buildables benches and couldn't find a single one and was surprised. Maybe I've seen a Wonder Vehicle spawn station, or maybe I haven't. Maybe I've seen parts for it, or maybe I haven't. But the issue that we're going to very quickly start running into, not just from this teaser, but also from all the rest of the teasers coming in Zombies Week, is that there's going to be information which, in classic Treyarch style, is going to be like a little bit redacted and all that stuff. They love doing that stuff these days. But the problem is that I'm going to know the answer to this stuff
these days.
And I'm going to have to sit there and be like, well, zoinks, I guess it's a mystery. I don't know what that is. I've got no idea. I've never seen it before in my life. Like, you see what I mean? Like, this is not a good position to be speculating from, because I can't speculate realistically, because nobody knows what I do and don't know. So if I don't know something, right, let's say, hypothetically, purely hypothetically, please, let's say I knew that there was a Wonder Vehicle spawn station in a bus depot style area. Just hypothetically, okay? You don't know right now whether what I've just said is something I'm describing that I literally
I was like, there's no way that's
true.
Definitely made that up.
You don't know that. And so if I get to Wednesday of Zombies Week and I see a little thing that looks like a sort of a bin that I'm like, oh, that looks like a bin that you kind of have in like a garage. Like maybe they're like throwing like all spare parts in there or something. Oh, what if there's like a wonder vehicle spawn station in the bus depot, right? If I say that and then on Friday it comes true, it's gonna look like I was just sitting there on Wednesday bullshitting about what I did or didn't know, just so I could look cool when the thing came true on Friday, right? It's gonna make me look completely disingenuous.
Which valid, yeah.
Something's gonna be in the game, and then it's in the game a day later, and I'm like, wow, what a surprise! A huge
Yeah, that is
coincidence,
suspicious.
right?
Yeah,
The problem, though,
100%.
Wow, who's gonna take it in a completely different direction? I was
No,
gonna
no,
say,
now check this out. So when I show this to Orbic too, like one of the things he said is that whenever like trailers drop or whenever like people like make videos speculating on gameplay stuff now, a lot of the fans are just calling them like liars, basically being like, you already know the answer to these things, kind of calling them out. Like it's not like yeah, there's like a somewhat of a consciousness of this a little bit more than there was previously. Anyway, yeah, wait, I just keep flying a little bit.
Okay.
That could genuinely, innocently happen. I could have no knowledge of any kind of bus depot, wonder vehicle spawn station, and I could just speculate because that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to participate in the uncertainty of these marketing campaigns, right? And I could make that guess, and then it could happen a day later.
I'm here to participate in the uncertainty of these marketing campaigns. These marketing campaigns?
Do you see the position this puts me in? It's a complete lose-lose scenario. Like, nobody wins when my ability to speculate properly about the things that we should be speculating about has this awkward, but he's got privileged information, so maybe he's not telling us the whole story, and maybe he's just doing this to look smart or something. It's a poisoned apple. Like, the information that Treyarch gave us by letting us play zombies there is information I would rather not know, because it means I can't engage in this in a way that is the proper way to engage with it. I just can't do it. And other creators are going to have the same problem as well. It's not just me. There's other zombies creators that were at the event, right? They're going to look at things, and they're going to have to kind of redact information that they know and try to find this weird, awkward line between saying, well, yes, this machine that I saw at the event, I have no idea what that is, but maybe it's X, right? And then the next day it's going to be X, and they're going to be like, oh, what a coincidence! Like, it's going to be so fake, or it's going to be genuine guesses that people will assume are fake because the internet's a cynical place these days, right? Like, it just only stands to make me and the other creators look bad. Like, it just completely gets in the way of us doing our jobs, which is ridiculous.
It does. He's right.
This is the sort of thing which, when we're organically hyped for this sort of stuff, I'm confident it sells so many copies of these damn games. When all the zombies community, all the content creators, all the people on Reddit, all the people on Twitter, all the people on
all the content creators, when everyone's excited, it sells so many copies.
Like, what is this weird thing over here?
I just don't get what his point is.
No, so his point is that the marketing campaign of zombies hype and speculation, and he's doing it right now. This point connects to this point, connects to this point. Like that hype and spec, he's like, this is an effective advertising engine that's been selling your games and does sell your games really well. His problem is that he's been given early access to this gameplay, and so he knows the answers to like the marketing campaign stuff being put out. Like if Treyarch puts out a little sneak preview thing, right? But he already knows what the map is. He can just say what that reference is. Like he already knows what that reference is.
Yeah, I get all that, but what is his point in wanting to ensure that Treyarch sells as many copies as possible? Because that's what he's saying.
That's what he's saying. Because no, he's saying that's what his job is. He's saying that's what he thinks that all of them exist there to do.
Yeah, and why does he care about that? Like, what's his point in saying this? Like, what's his point in thinking that's his job? I don't understand.
Because that's his fucking job. Because he's a fucking Treyarch shell. Because that's it. Like he's not like he's saying it out loud.
He has to go deeper than well, my job
saying what it is. I mean, okay, maybe he would say on a deeper level. We all benefit when zombies is in a healthy place. We all like he might come up with some, but he's saying directly that the marketing campaign is best served when people are organically hyped for something, and that sells the most copies. And he describes himself as part of the organic hype, and he describes a whole ecosystem of Reddit, of zombie YouTubers, of influencers whose job it is to hype up the game. And he says we should be able to do this best when we don't even know what's coming. So he's arguing that creators should know less about the game and should be more hyped about it because of it. And it's like, it's like, what's he even arguing for? Like, I don't even know. Like, it's crazy. Like, I think it's crazy. I think what he's saying is crazy. Like, completely.
I just don't, I really don't get the end point of what he's trying to say in terms of why does he want to see, why does he want to see Treyarch sell more copies? Is it just because he can make more money? Is it because there are more players to play with, hypothetically, even though you don't interact with most of them? What the fuck is it?
I mean, obviously there's more of a content cycle that's stronger for him if he is if he is in a game situation that where Black Ops 7 is really popular, then his guides and his early access videos are going to be very, very lucrative. Like he'll make a lot of money from that. So I think it's money at the end of the day. And I think I've said this before. my conception of this is that they basically negotiated a deal where they hype up zombies and they get the early access gameplay guides that everyone has to look up for like how you do stuff in zombies because they've made it more complicated. So like they benefit from the complexity of the game and like all this bullshit because then they have to make these guides that we have to watch to do it because none of it's intuitive. None of it makes fucking sense. None of it's like what a normal gameplay would do. Like, oh, shoot this like clock, like until each part of this clock is like in the 1/8 quadrant. Like it doesn't like that's not like a normal thing that you would think to do in a game that's like normal, but like you have to do it in this game. And so it's like a scheme where basically they are given, they up the complexity of the game to then get content that is like more required to play the game. And then they're given that content by shilling for the game by getting the early access Elgato footage they can upload and be like how to do this and how to do that. And like that, like by having a monopoly on those YouTubers, like that's how Treyarch like guided the zombies YouTubers. That's like my thing. That's like what, like that's like the
right.
And I see him do it. I mean, I see him like he's fucking doing what I'm saying is doing. Like I think he's doing like I think frankly what he should be ashamed of doing. I think what he's doing is really shameful. Honestly, like to be in a whiteboard and say like the problem with the advertising strategy of Treyarch.
It's talking like
what are you fucking talking about? You're like a board member for Treyarch now?
I was gonna say, yeah. I don't to see the. I mean, in some ways, yeah, you want to see a game financially succeed, but that's just not my. This is not my angle. I'm guessing that's his angle. Is that he could get way more money through more eyes on his content, and I just couldn't. If that's truly his angle, it's truly I just don't care. Like for me, zombies is I just want a good game.
Yeah. No, dude. But that's what they're promising, like the curse thing. They're fucking like, oh yeah, like if you play like 8 prestige worths of like Black Ops 7 zombies, we'll give you a mangled cursed mode that we know no one. They're not fucking gonna be developing.
I like that.
Any glitches that take place, they'd be like, that's just how hard it is on curse mode. The unexpected, you know, they're gonna put nobody into maintaining and developing it. So any bugs that exist there are gonna exist on day one because like so little players are gonna encounter it because you have to do so many things to get it that like it's you don't have to fucking maintain. They're not gonna maintain it. So like
that's how it should be,
right?
Actually. I don't want the guiding hand from the developer. I want the game to exist.
That's actually true.
Yeah, I absolutely don't. The best thing that they did, which was the guiding hand.
But I just mean they release it so buggily. I just mean that they always release games so buggy. Like it's like you have to have some level of at least initial game, quality control. But like that, I agree. It needs to be like one round and that's it, 100%.
Yeah, if they can just one round of patches that they can just apply. Oh yeah, we shouldn't have zombies glitching through the floors and stuff. We shouldn't have the rounds doubling and like skipping and stuff
randomly.
You shouldn't have that, which is funny because you can actually expect that. Just something that would work normally, apart from one map ever, that's own. Something that would work normally. Oh, suddenly it doesn't work anymore because what the fuck? You just have to guess what breaks now. I don't want the guiding hand of the developer. I think the guiding hand of the developer is absolutely. I mean, you should talk to fighting game people in terms of what the guiding hand of the developer has done. I saw this in Passion Defense. I sent this to just to give you some preview. I'd have to give you way more context than this, but it was I have to scroll through my DMs. This is Impassioned defense of So currently on Street Fighter 6, but there's this game called SF4, which was sort of the main, like the re-mainstreamification of Street Fighter, and so people really reminisce on this game because it was sort of the. Oh, you just heard this Passion Defense. Better if you hear it from his mouth. Let me close this.
As soon as the execution barrier was broken with the
a little bit before.
Extremely consistent. Not even a little bit. It's actually extremely consistent. There is no argument outside of Street Fighter 6 being extremely consistent.
The strongest upsets have definitely occurred outside of the Street Fighter 4 era. Facts. That's a fact.
I definitely think 6 holds the cake for it.
That's a fact.
But
as soon as they reduce the execution barrier, I'm sorry, people might not like it. People might
correlation is not a black causation.
Say whatever you want. As soon as the execution barrier,
but I didn't even notice that he said that. It was pretty funny.
What is that?
Broken with the
Correlation does not equal causation. He just
Right,
says that
okay.
to what he said.
The introduction of an input buffer to make all links 5 frames or easier for everyone involved.
As basically you have a buffer window is
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the 5-frame buffer window.
It dramatically increased the inconsistency and variability in short-term sets due to the high punishing consequences of every hit being able to convert to high max damage combos, regardless of how much execution was required to do that. Prior to Street Fighter V, when you landed a hit, there was another layer of skill expression required where you had to decide in that moment: do I go for an optimal conversion which requires higher execution? Do I keep it simple and opt for a more consistent route? The number of the web of options was infinitely more per touch in that game, and lower skilled players would drop their combos all the time, leading to more experience, higher consistency, and higher execution players to win consistently over those players. Therefore, it was harder to compete because you had to put in infinitely more work to break into that tier. That's just how it is.
Right.
Yeah, so basically
That was really well argued.
What'd you say?
I thought that was well argued.
So yeah, basically this game, Street Fighter 4, this game notoriously has just, a basic combo would be, just unhittable to, the normal player because it's just one frame. You just only have one frame to hit. It's just so ridiculous. One of the characters EXE likes, you have to hit, without meter, which is, like think about money in CSGO, that you can cash out to do, better shit. You basically have to do really like tough combos, and basically for most characters there are really tough combos, but you don't have to do them. They just exist because the way the combo system works is that each hit does you have frame advantage. So we call it frame advantage. Basically they're still recovering, and so I can do another move before the other guy recovers, and that's what a combo is. And so they've made the combos so tight that these are not really meant to be combos, but you can just do them just because they basically give you the freedom. It's like, okay, well, we kind of know how combos work, but we'll just kind of let you just do whatever the fuck and see what combo. If there's infinites, they'll take them out, but for the most part, it's you're doing combos that developers probably never thought existed, and they're really tight. But now in the newer games, I think it's like 3 frame. I don't think it's quite 5 frames. If it's 5 frames, that's insane. It's the fact that they didn't correct them, it makes me think that it actually could be 5 frames, where it's 5 frames minimum buffer window. That means that everyone can just hit the hardest shit, and there isn't that skill expression of
that kind of medium range.
Would you say medium range?
Like, or that skill expression of back and forth, there's a decision of whether or not you attack based on like whether you think you can get away with it, whether you think it's worth it to like attack in that moment, and that's like the skill expression.
Combos. It's more about combos in terms of doing some combo is gonna be harder. We call it execution, basically just lower frame, like 1 frame instead of a 3 frame combo. 3 frame combo is going to be much more consistent. You can be doing it because if you punish somebody, so let's say you get a punish, they put out an arm, and then I recognize that and I press a button, and now I can get a combo. That means that am I gonna do the hard shit or the easy shit? That it might be the case that I might just do the easy shit and then get guaranteed damage, or I do the really hard shit and I'm dropping all over the place, and therefore I'm not capitalizing on every time I can punish this person, which can make me lose. And so the skill expression is that I have to choose between different combos based on how skilled I am. And these newer games are basically everyone is, you just look up on YouTube and you sit there for 20 minutes and now you know the most optimal shit. And that's the guiding hand of the developer patching out the ability to do hard combos, because by minimum
patching out all the variation, patching out all the
and a lot of modern fighting games are not to say modern fighting games are bad, but the older games where you can just talk to next time you talk to EXE, you just go, what's this charge partition thing? You probably sit there for an hour. It's a weird mechanic. You don't need to know about it, but it's just one of the coolest mechanics ever. That's just completely unintentional. Actually, most of these combos are completely unintentional. Most of these mechanics are completely unintentional. But
that's so interesting.
But fighting game developers actually super into just keeping unintentional stuff in the game. You just have like crouch tech. That's just crouch tech is just like a normal thing that they're talking about. It's just like, this is just like a really esoteric thing that barely people knew about. You look at Evo, sort of like the I guess for America it'd be like Super Bowl. Where you have Daigo versus Justin Wong, and then Justin Wong doesn't even know what a crouch tech is going into the match. It's just that's the level of, okay, this is a mechanic that people don't know about, and now it's just like a thing that exists in many fighting games where it's just acknowledged by developers. It's like, oh yeah, you can crouch tag. So when it comes to fighters, and why I prefer them is just because they are way more into the glitch culture where it's open. A lot of these things will just be openly acknowledged, where it's like, oh yeah, that's just part of the game. Because the scene is just way more grassroots, so people will. Now I actually think there's been a sort of corporatization in terms of with games that came out before Street Fighter 4, before there was an integrated circuit. Street Fighter 3 continued to live after Street Fighter 4 came out. The people just kept playing it because it's like that was just a standard thing. It's just there were so many games coming out at the time, and some games would sort of have a coincide release. People would just continue playing the old games because there wasn't any sort of infrastructure on that existed that would just move on to different games. So Street Fighter 4 was the first game that they had an infrastructure. An esports infrastructure, so they had a tour that you'd go around and collect points and everything. And once they created this, Street Fighter 4, which is sort of considered, a top 2 Street Fighter game, with Third Strike being number 1, they sort of changed places on people's taillists. People talk about this game so fondly. Where is the scene for this game? It doesn't exist. Where's the stream? Where's the scene for Street Fighter 5?
That's the real test. That's the real test.
Yeah. And it was after the game sort of got corporatized and they added an esports circuit, was that, they just moved the esports circuit to the next game, and then where's the infrastructure? What they did was they took the infrastructure apparatus away from the players and they created their own infrastructure, and then they can just pull the rug up from under us and move it onto the new game. So if people don't like the new game, let's say with Tekken 8, there is no Tekken 7 scene. But what was weird was that when people didn't like Tekken 4, people just played Tag 1 was more popular, which was the game that came before Tekken 4. Tag 1 was just more popular because people just said, oh, we make the infrastructure, we're not moving it to this new game. We're just staying on this old game. And so there has been sort of a they're hollowing out the grassroots of the game. Yeah, it's super sad. The fact that Street Fighter 4 just came at a time where this is one of the best fighting games from sort of like the mainstream like Capcom era, that just doesn't get to exist anymore because the infrastructure doesn't exist for the game without Capcom, because they were basically the ones that sort of took it over after the game stopped being, people running out of their, houses. So
I can't even imagine how long ago that was.
So yeah, super sad. But with modern games, I think at least with I think with fighting games, I think at least the fans are a little bit more in tune with bullshit where they're getting developers fired because
hell yeah,
it's just crazy.
Hell yeah,
with
I love that.
They're doing like public apologies where it's like, oh, sorry, guys,
let's go, as they should, dude, as they should, dude.
Yeah, it's like,
I did honestly it actually is crazy how much disrespect they fucking show to us, like zombie players on a daily basis. Like that's like what I'm like what the little man on your screen is doing is like a humiliation ritual where he has to like go out there and get people hyped for something. He's not. That's what I'm saying. He's like I know he's their little puppet boy. I know. He's like,
he's not even the puppet. He's sort of a part of the business.
It's like a willing collaborator.
He's like a collaborator. Yeah, no, he's a Nazi collaborator for sure.
He's definitely a collaborator.
He's just like, I'm gonna make you guys a bunch of money, but I can also make you a bunch of money. I can also make a bunch of money from this.
I can also make a bunch of money doing it.
Yeah, please,
yeah, exactly.
Let's
put it more in an Easter egg. It's just coincidental that I want it to be a more Easter egg direction that requires hours and hours of gameplay commentary and speculation and like, oh my god, this scrap of paper, I decoded it. I decoded this scrap of paper. Like, it's so funny.
Yeah, I don't trust these hype cycles.
The Nazi zombie Nuremberg trials. Dude, he's getting hung. He's getting hung at the Nuremberg trial. For sure. I'm down to hang in for that.
Nuremberg trials. I think that's a little bit too soft for me. I want something really hard. I want some, like African tribe, like Congo or whatever, and we just like chopping
like guerrilla attack. Like you're just
Gorilla attack. Oh yeah, we like
you're
throw
just
them
sending
into
him
a
to the
pit of
jungle.
snakes or something.
Yeah, of gorillas or something. It
Pits of
just
snakes and gorillas, or no, we just have like ancient Roman torches where we just put people into sacks. It's like, okay, one monkey, one snake,
light 'em on
like
fire. Yeah, or like light them on fire in sacks and drag him behind like a chariot. Just really psycho shit.
I don't know. I think it was they put people in a sack with 4 different animals and then threw them in a river. It was just like the craziest stuff ever. Just like very, very human. Gotta say that's the
It's
most
so
human.
human, dude. That's so human of them to do
Mhm.
that.
It is very human. Yeah.
I was definitely, yeah.
Oh, I definitely do that. For the people that ruin zombies, which is something that I guess I invested a
Oh
lot
my
of
god.
time into it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
These
think.
guys, dude, they're the fucking witches for sure. Like they're the fucking,
Well, witches would
they're
cool.
the
I think
among.
they're definitely on our team. I
Oh
think
yeah, the witches
witches
would
would
be
be our
more
team.
right. In an accurate historical analogy, we are the witches for sure. But I'm saying
So,
they are they are the Christian
yeah, the
inquisitor
Inquisitors.
people.
Yeah.
They're like they're like the Christian inquisitor people that we need to fucking uproot and undermine.
Yeah. These are to use the fighting game analogy. They are, the infrastructure that came in that replaced the sort of grassroots infrastructure.
Yes.
And now that they took they seized they seized our infrastructure, they can just move it wherever the fuck they like, do whatever the fuck they want with it.
They can rape.
Yeah,
They're
give us
raping it.
Steven relaxing and back because
Dude, give us Steven relaxing Ed bag. Give us Mato Master. Give us fucking Yodi Slayer. Give us these back.
Yeah, I'm gonna train Yoti Slayer for this new era.
Tom Syndicate. Bring it back, Tom Syndicate.
Not maybe not Tom Syndicate. Maybe he shouldn't be doing rape trains. I really don't want to see another rape train. It would be really tragic and unfortunate.
Dude,
why a rape train? I have to ask.
I don't know, dude. That was never explained. I really looked on a channel to try to find the origins of that, and I couldn't figure it out. I wasn't really sure.
Yeah, that guy is.
He's the best. He's the best. I'm so happy.
SX for number
Well,
one.
Carl Jobs right now, I think he's going through some trouble. I think his channels, people keep calling it AI slop, like his channel. And when you listen to his voice, you're like, yeah, it does sound kind of different. And I think it's very possible he's using an AI voiceover thing. And there is stuff at his channel maybe getting seized or something. I don't know. But I'm just glad that the Carl Jobs thing happened for long enough for us to all agree that Syndicate modded the 115. That was really important to me for us to kill the Santa Claus myth. You know what I mean? We got to kill that. Got to get that dead.
Just for context, I don't know if I showed you this, but this is something that he's doing videos on the reveal. Sorry, I'm gonna be scrolling for a while, so
no.
If you have
zombies, dude. He's back at Zombies HQ, dude.
Nice. Is he doing some rape trains on the staff? Do we have to go into the woman's only staff room or something so we can make sure? Okay, I gotta
the women a fucking Treyarch. No, they'd be cool with that. No, in Treyarch. No, not
I don't know. I don't know about Treyarch.
I think Activision, that was a thing though.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Blizzard really, but
Blizzard. But I think other studios.
I think when I heard that, even I got upset. I don't really get upset about those things. So I think it was just when the story was illustrated. Just like, oh, people got raped. Okay, cool. It was not people got raped. It was just like one girl committed suicide, or at least one of the accusations was one girl committed suicide. Just sharing nudes of her and around people in work, which is just insane. Insanely inhuman. But then I was thinking, I could see men doing that. I really could see men doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, men I know when I say that, when I say men, because of course I can imagine men as I could imagine men that I've known for all my life doing that, just something really that unhinged. Which is sad to think about, where just someone's nudes are just getting spread around. Oh, here we go. You ready to see the most modded game in existence?
The points one?
Yeah, this was insane.
Dude, Juggy is parodying it right now. He's gonna beat the points game, and he's gonna parody it. He's gonna make a video showing that this isn't. It's so funny, dude. It's so funny.
How did he get 5 million points by round 56 by doing this? It's just not possible. It's just absolutely not possible. This is the most fake.
It's so funny.
I think Tricky's looked up. I was saying, oh, dude, wait, unlocked. I'm just curious. How many points do you get with the Thompsoning to 70?
By 70.
By 70. Yeah, which is like exponentially much higher health. And I think Slayer didn't even have close to 5 million. It was just the fakest thing you've ever seen in your life. This is so clearly modded. I can't believe he's even doing it. And he's just jumping points, by the way. He's got
love the amount of proof he gave is so funny to me. It's always so funny. The how little.
Is this the same round? How is this the same?
Dude, no, you don't understand. He's losing. He's just so inefficient with his points. His shooting. He's so inefficient with his aim that he's missing so many shots that he's lost that many mags.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's
playing
on PC too. Funny. But he's just gained 700k in one round.
Yeah,
700k in one round.
I was kind of answering it the reverse. I'm like, no, that's actually later on, and he is down 700,000 by just buying the mag so much.
Yeah, maybe this is later on. But no, because this is going into the future.
No, it's so funny. It's so no. There's no explaining it. Yeah, he's retarded. No, but he's retarded. I can't believe
I caught this before I even joined the zombies community. I'm going, how the fuck does he have 5 million points in the comments? I scrolled down to look at it, and guess what? It was no reflection, sort of going, I didn't even know no reflection at the time. It was funny how we actually ended up becoming friends after that point. But it was like we psychically just met each other. That's a Jungian thing. A Young would be, oh, that's a sign.
I'll be like, hell yeah.
You two just met in advance. You didn't even know that you met. I don't even know if no reflection. No, that was me. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, we were just suspicious of. I don't know why I never used this in my video, because it's just that this was the most damning thing. I knew about this too. I don't know why I never connected. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, that was I know. I knew he was cheating so far back. I don't know what
he
video
was so clearly cheating, dude. He was so clearly cheating. Like, do you see that other one? Final world record. 8,300,000 and fucking. Do you see this? Round 60, dude.
Yeah, but you can't have that many points by only 3,000 kills.
And here it is, guys. I got to round.
It's literally the biggest thing in the world. It's so clearly fake, dude. It's like everything is fake on purpose. He's like I cannot believe it. How people how he's still being invited out to Treyarch. Like, it's so crazy.
This is insane. 666 is just so perfect.
No, he did that on purpose. He did that on purpose. It's so good. He's the zombie slayer. He has this much mastery over zombies.
Yeah. Press it. Where does he have the intro by this point? Where it says press X for?
Yeah. Dun 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 dun.
The mystery machine. We called it the random box when I was a kid.
Random box.
Yeah. So when it said the mystery box, that definitely psychologically damaged me.
Dude.
I don't think I had the intro by this point, but it was is it like BM? Was it like BM hand or whatever the fuck this font is? BTRS. Oh, I remember when it used to have the it's offline.
Ouch.
Oh, what the hell?
I may have.
I like how it's just clearly a bunch of friends playing, and then it's just Syndicate's this weird one that just wants to record for some reason. So
he's a gajillionaire from it too. He's a gajillionaire too. He's like a scumbag. He's a gajillionaire. I think he was the guy that put me onto Mr. Waffles.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have a distinct memory of him.
Sorry, I had to interrupt, but this is the best guiding hand of developer we've ever got. Yeah, I actually don't think BO1 would even.
Without me, okay. That was the best guiding hand of the developer, without a doubt. Like, I was. Now that you say it, you gotta say there's some good examples like BOK, because that was like crucial.
End task. I've got too many tabs open. Yeah, that's really unfortunate that they never quite did the same thing again. With did they ever do the same thing where it's, oh wow, that was just a really good idea?
Yeah, no, not that I can ever think of with anything that they've done. Because like even BO2, they were already re1 stuff. So, but
Oh yeah, BO2.
yo, I'm gonna go. I gotta take a nap. I will.
Okay. Oh, naps are good. I love naps.
Yeah,
Do a siesta.